Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the LW Show with your host, LW. Just a random pop-up live tonight. Hopefully there's no Regerts later, as Kentucky Blue Ball says in the chat. What's going on, Baker? How you doing tonight?
Just getting home, getting settled, tired, haven't slept, decided to come on here.
What better way with no sleep than to join a late night YouTube show?
Yeah, no sleep and jet lagged. And then I just drove 3 hours to get back to the house, and yeah, oh man. It's definitely been a long couple days.
I saw your video, Kentucky, about your team. Didn't y'all get Kendrick Law, the Alabama kid, the receiver? He's good. Y'all will like him. But other than that, what'd you do? Just out of pocket?
Yeah, I was out of pocket. I was out in the mountains. This was kind of an impromptu thing because after I traveled earlier for work, and then it became hey, we're gonna go on a float trip and fishing stuff and this and that. You want to go? So I was like, fuck it. So I changed my flight to land in Redmond, Oregon, instead of back to my home area, and then had the lady come get me, or she was there. We met up there, and then I rode back with her. So yeah, it worked out well. But I mean, still, it's like, oh my God, I'm tired of traveling. I feel, like whenever you haven't been in your own bed in like 4 days or however. I left Wednesday, so yeah, very tired. But I'm happy to be home, happy to be here, happy to get back in a routine. That is the most important thing to me right now because I am out of whack. I've been disconnected from the news. I leave and come back, and Elon Musk has formed a new political party. So that's where I'm at in life.
What is it? Autists Unite?
That's
the United Autist.
I'm going to join it. I'm saying it right now. I'm going to officially join it. I'm going to join the American Party.
There you go.
I'm doing it.
Now, I did see, I don't know too much about it, but I did see rumors that there was Mike Pence was going to lead it. Now, how do you feel about that?
Never mind.
Right, we're out already.
I'm out.
Before it even started.
I've renounced my party membership from the American Party.
Yeah.
If that's true. If it's not true, if they bring in somebody like Thomas Massey or Rand Paul, or hell, bring in Ron Paul as like an honorary like president leader of the party or something. I'm all in, but now you bring in Mike Pence or I don't know, Lindsey or even Ted Cruz at this point. No thanks. I'm done. See ya.
Anyone who refers to his wife as mother is a weirdo.
Okay, who does that?
Besides Mike Pence, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I've not heard that from anybody, but okay.
Yeah, like in the debates or so.
You know what?
Mother. Mother and I. Like,
that's a real old school thing because I've heard older people say that because they're used to calling their wife mother so that their kids called, the mother. I've seen that in an older generation.
I guess everybody was retarded back then.
Oh, I saw a fun stat. So not everybody listened to Gutter's show when you and I were on it talking to her about the whole housing and how the wages hasn't increased.
Right.
So I was bored. I was on the plane doing board plane things, and I saw an article where I'm going to get these numbers mixed up, but you'll understand the premise that the average age before the housing crisis of buying homes was like 38 years old. And then moving forward in time now, the average age for people first time buying their homes is like 50 something. I can't remember what it was. It's the same fucking age group that's buying the houses back then as the same ones that's buying it now. And it's the same like boomer generation that's doing it. So it's like, yeah, so nothing's never changed. It's the same people just buying the houses and like, meanwhile, the other generations just can't afford it.
That's weird. You said boomer. Mr. Duggar?
Are we looking at a beer glass?
Yeah. I'm here, bub.
We got the boomer faction of the party here.
Oh, good.
I ain't no damn boomer unless I eat beans. And
Well, yeah, Baker.
chicken does that too, you know.
Yeah.
What's going
Baker,
on over here?
we're just random live, just for shits and giggles. No regerts, as the title says.
It looks like you have the XP thing that fools want so badly.
Who's that?
L-Dub.
The what?
You have the crown thing going in chat.
Do I?
That's what it looks like to me.
I guess they give that to real shows. Traveling Fools. Suck it.
Right. They just haven't got his memo yet. How you doing, Duggar?
What a loser.
Hey, dude, I'm doing pretty good. Just got through eating some supper and, you know, smoking fatty. Everything's wonderful with me.
I can only imagine what it's like to smoke pot with Mr. Duggar.
Shit. No, man,
yeah, if you get any.
Dude.
Oh, is he one of those one toke, he just sucks it all in kind of guy?
Dude, you know, Snoop bows to me. Come on.
Oh, Lord.
Huh?
Now, I don't smoke near as much as that dude does, but I smoke just as good a weed as he does.
I've never smoked pot. Couldn't tell you what it does.
Well, I don't drink, you know, so I don't know.
There you go. Oh, speaking of, I scored good on some bourbon this weekend. Holy shit. I got to go grab that and put it in my collection.
Bourbon's so gay.
Is it though?
No, it isn't. I love good bourbon.
Now, if I would have said vodka, I got some good vodka. All right. You got the right.
Tater juice.
Tater water.
Well, vodka's not that gay. I mean, Zima, that's pretty, like, if you're pulling up to the party with a Zima or a
smeared off ice
or a White Claw.
I've never had any of those.
You've never had a Zima? We used to put like Jolly Ranchers in Zimas.
Not a vodka kind of guy. I don't mind a little gin.
A little gin and juice. Never heard nobody.
Run it up in the freezer and let it get ice cold. Shit, yeah.
I do a gin with club soda and that, that really good Sonic cubed ice. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that just goes so well in that.
I'm just not a club soda fan, man. I'm just not.
I have to be like, I force myself because I don't drink sodas. I know I'm weird. I'm un-American.
Well,
I had to wean myself off of sodas like 2 or 3 years ago for health reasons. And so now, the only way I can get that burny fizz is club sodas or like seltzer waters or stuff. But I flavor them. Like I put like, whatever. If I have like cranberry juice or something, I'll do half and half. So it's like a cranberry soda. So, I still get my fizzies, but I can't drink like Dr. Pepper anymore or Coke.
You're gonna thank me later if you like bourbon. Have you ever drank any Basil Hayden?
Oh yeah, Basil Hayden's like the go-to at most steak places. Yeah.
That is the best sipping whiskey on ice.
It is. It's real easy. It's real light. It's a lower proof, so you don't really have to mix it. You can just drink it neat. So yeah.
I don't like hot whiskey though. I just never did.
Anything above
I like ice. Well, maybe with a squeeze of lime.
Yeah, anything above, for me at least, this is my own personal preference. Anything over 114 proof, I've got to cut it with water or ice. I know that's blasphemy, but I can't handle the hot shit. I just can't.
I cannot either. That's the worst thing to do in the world is to puke up hot whiskey. But what my favorite drink is?
Hold on, Mr. Doug. Finish that thought. I forgot to get me a drink before we started. So now finish the thought. I'll be right back.
You know what my favorite drink is, brother, and you need to try it, and it will convert you. That's 100 proof Southern Comfort over ice with a big old fat wedge of lime in it.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
That is so refreshing, dude. I was strung out on that shit for a lot of years. I loved it. Of course, we always did Goldschlager, slammers and peach schnapps slammers.
It's been years since I've had peach schnapps.
Oh my god, dude! I used to love me some spearmint, schnapps, mint schnapps. That's pretty tasty.
Yeah, I scored I scored a bottle of Eagle Rare, and then I scored 2 bottles of Booker's, but they were different blends. So
Get them
and
all.
I love me some Booker's. A lot of people shit on Booker's for good reasons, in my opinion, because it is a Jim Beam brand, but it's one of their better unknown brands. Like, I mean, people know about Booker's, but people don't always know that it's from the same people that make Jim Beam.
Hey man, Jim Beam's more drinkable than Jack Daniels. Yeah, in my opinion.
I would honestly agree with you.
You know, if we had to drink one or the other, you know.
I mean, if we're going for like everyday bourbon, you know, I think and that's that you can find in stores on regular, depending on where you're at. Probably it's a toss up between Maker's Mark and Buffalo Trace, but Buffalo Trace isn't always easy to find. That's the problem.
I like Basil Hayden over both of them. It's just sips so much better.
I just had an Emmett T. Lee a couple weeks ago. I got the barrel proof, and that was pretty good. It was pretty hot though. Kentucky Blue Balls. It was a little bit too hot for my liking, but it was good. I did have to cut it.
Yeah, I had a buddy that owned a bar over here, and he was a big time connoisseur of whiskey. So I was always drinking high dollar whiskey with him when I got off work, you know. And he said, "Well, tell me what you think about that one." He gave me one. He was so proud of him. Dude, that had to be the nastiest whiskey I ever put in my mouth.
That's how I feel about Scotch. I don't know how these people that like Scotch, you got to try that. It tastes like wet rock.
I don't mind a little Irish whiskey every once.
Oh, Irish whiskey, good. A little Redbreast. Oh,
now we're talking. I like Redbreast.
Redbreast is good.
You know, especially with go ahead and get you a big old Guinness with it. Make you a car bomb.
Well, to get the car bomb, you'd also need the oh god dang it, what is that freaking sugary cream whiskey? Bailey's. You gotta have Bailey's. That in there too, yeah. No. Irish car bombs are good, but you know if you don't drink those fast enough, they'll kernel.
Really?
Yeah. So like when you get them, you got to drink them and you got to chug them because they'll kernel up and then they'll turn your stomach sour.
Well, how lucky am I never to have one curdle?
I mean, do you drink it quick enough?
I guess so. Dude, the only thing about Guinness is like it's eating a freaking Sonic burger or something. You know, it just gets in there, it's all heavy and shit.
Well, and actually, Guinness is one of the lighter of the stouts. I mean, you get an American stout, like there's some wonderful stouts made out of Colorado. That's where I first fell in love with them. And yes, that is definitely like eating an entire loaf of bread. Is drinking those Guinnesses that they make out of Colorado, or even Oregon or Wisconsin makes really tasty stouts.
Yeah, we have one, the 2nd Street Brewery here in Santa Fe, and up in Red River they got a brewery up there too that makes a really good stout. And you know, I just can't drink too many of them. I'll get dizzy.
I can't either, but it's more of I get headaches now. I don't know what it is about beer, but there's only a few beers that don't give me headaches. Most Coors products don't give me headaches. Any Budweiser products gives me an instant headache. I have like a couple drinks and I've got a headache coming.
I'm a Shiner Bock drinker, period.
Oh, Shiner Bock's wonderful. Or even like Lone Star beer, man. I love Lone Star.
I don't mind a Lone Star. I think me and LW had I had a friend that he was so much German, you know, and he didn't even drink his beer unless it'd been sitting in his toolbox for a couple of days.
That's fucking gross.
Oh, hot beer, dude. I hate hot beer.
By the way, anybody that says, "Oh, I went over to England and had a hot beer," they don't even do that shit over there. It's just the fucked up people that do it. I've been to England. I've been all over England. Never had a hot beer one. Maybe I just went to the wrong places, but never had a hot beer when I was over in England.
You ever drinking any Ouzo?
Can't say I have.
Try you some Ouzo. It's pretty tasty.
So out of the cheap beers, Yingling, I was about to say out of the cheap beers, Yingling's my favorite.
Mine's P&B. PB.
PBR.
Give me a PBR, yep.
Yeah, that's another one that gives me a headache. Well, I must be allergic to something to it.
No, with a head like that, though, it ought to ache a little bit. In fact, it ought to throb.
Well,
Shiner Bock, you were talking. Shiner Bock, if they're ice cold, I like a Shiner Bock.
Well, have you ever had a Shiner Blonde?
I love
Yeah.
Shiner Blonde. I love
Oh
Shiner
my
Blonde.
God, those
Yeah.
are addictive.
Yeah, pale ale kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just a lighter version of the Bach. It's like a
Yeah.
lager.
Yeah,
It's
those are
really good.
Dude, I just had some of the best ribs I ever cooked.
Oh, I'm a Weller's guy too. I've got every bottle of Weller's except CYPB and their new one in the orange label. It's not new. I've never seen it before, but I have tasted it. But I've got all the Wellers lined up right on my back wall. Haven't even opened them yet.
I don't know,
Oh,
man.
Friction's in the house. Now, calm down there, Duggar.
What up, Friction?
I love Friction, man. She's my
Single
sweetheart.
barrel.
I love her. Anybody mean to her, they got to be mean to me because I'll whip your ass over her.
I think she'd whoop our ass over her too.
I'm scared of her. I tell you the truth,
right?
Yeah, I think I don't want to get on her bad side. I don't want to get beat up.
Could you imagine her going completely psycho on you?
Yeah, she beat you up with a wrench.
Oh,
she's probably got brass knuckles. I think she has brass knuckles. I'm pretty sure.
But damn, she got hands like a man. She'd knock you out with them knuckles.
I am out of sync. I keep unmuting myself right when I'm going to say something. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Like I'm meaning to mute myself because I got to say something to somebody beside me, and then sorry about that.
Friction said she wants you to help her with her sound. Did you see that?
I did now. Yeah.
No, she's talking to Mr. Duggar.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it is better.
Me?
I don't know who she was talking to, but I like thinking that she was talking to Mr. Duggar.
I do sound rather alluring, don't I?
The only thing, Duggar, is you need to learn mute discipline. Like trigger discipline is mute discipline. That's the only thing. Then you're in. You're in, brother.
Microphone discipline.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
Oh, man.
You'll get your invite to the Audio Snobs Club, but you gotta learn that mute discipline.
Hey,
Brenda.
The Audio Snob
Cheers,
Club can just lick my taint. I don't care.
Oh, your audio went really shit when you said that.
I said, love me for who I am or kiss my ass. There's Brenda's.
Yo, Brenda.
The Benders.
The traveling Brenda. Doing her tour across America.
Friction, do you have my contact information if you need help? If she doesn't, I think I've got her email. I can shoot it over there.
The number to call is BR549. God, nobody knows Hee Haw anymore. That's pitiful.
I know what Hee Haw is. It's just way back in the archives.
Oh, man. Yeah, Roy Clark, but one of the best guitar players ever.
Look at that, Mr. Duggar. Brenda's all the way on the East Coast in North Carolina.
Holy cow. Down there on the beach, fishing in the surf. Jacksonville, that ain't on the water.
In North Carolina is one of those states that I need to spend more time in. I've been there several times, but it was always either flying into Charlotte or driving through up from South Carolina over to like Cherokee to win some money and then over to Gatlinburg. I just never really spent a whole lot of time in North Carolina itself. Speaking of which, I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's got to go turn loose the hound.
Mr. Doug, what do you think about them Astros?
Dude, you just took it out of my mouth. I swear to God, I was just thinking to say, how about them Astros, boy? We done.
I gotta wait till it's just. I gotta wait till it's just two of us, so we don't run everybody off. So, man,
who cares?
Them Dodgers. Every time they were chanting "cheater, cheater," when Altuve came up, he either hit a home run, base hit, or scored a run.
Triple. dude. He didn't have even have anything to do with it. You know, I blame the other stuff, Bregman and them, but I don't blame him. And Correa was the biggest part of it.
Where's Tim Prangley when you need him?
Dude, I prayed for poor Mitt. I bet Mitt went and pulled some hair out last night, throwed a serious drunk, swore off baseball.
I mean, they just threw us a batting practice, basically. It was terrible.
Oh my God, dude, it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful.
I don't know. Did you see the clip of the Dodgers announcer, Oral Hershiser, the former pitcher? They're just raking him, and he goes, well, it's obvious that the Astros know what's coming. I was like, oh, man, you piece of shit. Get out of here.
He always was a piece of shit. I hate him. Always have. He sure cost us some games back in the day when we were in the National League.
Yeah, take your ass whooping like a man. Take your ass whooping like a man.
Oh, dude, I've been terrorizing my Dodger friends. Just absolutely terrorizing them. Yeah, Jeff does approve. Man, look how many different players they bringing in and stuff. Hey, look, that short kid wasn't bad.
Well, this team it's not making any sense lately. I mean, they've lost 3 pitchers to season-ending injuries. Pena's out. Damn, what's his name?
Chaz.
Yeah, Chaz. Jordan's out.
Jordan.
They're just throwing people out there, and they're hitting, bringing people up.
Well, Hummel, he wasn't doing so good, and they let him go ahead and play a whole week. And dude, he's starting to rake a little bit. And to watch Jake the Rake hit, it's just, dude, he's batting over 300. So I mean, that's just the most beautiful thing I ever seen. We bringing out our brooms tomorrow, boy.
Cam Smith, that young kid,
dude,
his average has gotten better every month as a rookie.
We got Paredes and him from Bregman. Who won that trade?
Well, for Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a good trade, though. I mean, if you factor in you were going to have to pay Tucker $600 million to get Paredes and Cam Smith, it was a good trade.
Absolutely a good trade. Now Burt Bregman's hurt. Last time I heard. I don't know. He was always a little sissy Vala.
Oh man, Bregman was great for the Astros, man. We can't shit on him.
No, I love Breggy, man. I take it back.
We can't shit on him now.
No, I wish they'd give him the money. He was from Albuquerque,
What, I think he's like 32 and Paredes is 27. So I mean, kind of.
Yeah. And look how Cam's like 21.
Yeah.
Dude, that dude, he's in clean. He's hitting clean up. Hey, look else who else been hitting? Walker was hitting. So even that.
Yeah, he'll hit a couple dingers every now and then. His average needs to improve.
Dude, he was 4 for 4 yesterday, and
wasn't everybody?
Two, yeah, he was like 2 for 4 today. With a home run. So I mean, it's pretty cool. No, he didn't get a home run today.
And what gets lost in the 18-1 W is that McCullers pitched a great game.
Hell yeah.
He needed that.
And we had our boy hit his second grand slam this year. He's already hit 2 of them this year.
Yeah, and we have the best closer in the game.
The best.
25 for 25 and save opportunities.
And Abreu's been a hell of a setup guy, Dan. He's just been he's done a hell of a job. You can't slip on him either. But man, that was a kind of scary game today. Well, enough about baseball.
Yeah, I think we got it out of our system.
Yeah. So they passed the big beautiful bill.
The BBB.
The big B, the triple B.
I am certain he got that from a adult website.
Probably.
Maybe.
I'm glad that they removed some of those provisions that were in that bill that would have made me just absolutely not support it. Like the whole BLM stuff got removed, so thankfully.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff got stripped and then got worked down, like the tax on tips, and everything has a it's not permanent or anything like that. A lot of it is just 2 years long.
Yeah, and the Senate had cut the bill outlawing, Medicare for illegal aliens, and they put it back in it, and it still passed.
Yeah. It's a very short term bill for a lot of money. From the parts that I've read of it, none of it lasts too long. And they were cut down a lot, but I don't know. He's going to take it as a victory. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let him do his victory laps. It's fine. I don't think that we're going to really know the full ramifications of this bill until probably later, if I had to guess. Like they keep saying that this is going to add like $3 or $5 trillion onto our deficit. And I don't see that, because the money that's getting pumped in from the tax savings, I kind of feel like it kind of balances itself out or becomes a moot point. I understand we want to lower the deficit, but we got to spend money. Like, we've got obligations we do have to pay. But there was no reason for people who's on Social Security to be paying taxes on that. That was just absolutely dumb.
I like the way you think.
Well, it is. It's dumb. Like, you've already. Number one, I don't remember ever signing up for Social Security. So this is stuff that we're forced into doing. It's not like this was, it wasn't already paid for. So why do we have to pay taxes on it? I mean, we're forced to do it in the first place.
Well, they took it out of me for over 35 years.
Exactly. But I mean, I think isn't it pre-tax? It's pre-tax, right?
40 years. No,
it's not post-tax.
No, it's not pre-taxed.
It is, but it's post-taxed.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then they should cut a check to every living person right now that's on SSI and give them their money back, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, the final thing isn't no taxes on Social Security, right?
What do you mean?
Well, what are y'all saying, that it takes it out?
Well, yeah. So you're not paying federal taxes on your Social Security. So like, if you're getting Social Security paychecks, they're not pulling federal taxes out of that paycheck per month.
Yeah, they tax it every month.
Well, it doesn't remove it. It says here. It says it gives a temporary tax deduction that lasts until 2028. So it's still going to take taxes out, but you still have to figure out all the deductions or whatever, depending on how much you make or whatever. I'm telling you, that bill got put in a blender. It's not the same as the original. It is cut up, chopped up. They chopped it up.
I think the most ironic thing was Booker trying to just sit there and talk for hours and hours and hours, and yet he was all against the filibuster. But here, let's just use the filibuster. He talked for over 8 hours, bro.
Well, I tell you what, one thing. This better be the biggest, baddest wall in the history of walls. And there shouldn't be a fucking one issue with immigration over the next few years. because it's a total of 185 billion towards the border. That's more than Russia spends on their military
Weapons.
budget per year. Their budget's like 110 billion. So America better have the baddest motherfucking immigration system on the planet.
Well,
and if they don't, that's a big L.
I haven't read all the ins and outs on that one either, but you know, we are going to be pretty well funded on the ICE side of things. I mean, what they say, like if you account the amount of ICE agents that we're getting that are being hired, plus the Border Patrol agents, that we're like the third largest army in the country, or in the world, or maybe it's the budget. I can't remember how they worded it, but I saw something where with all this stuff that's getting bulked up, we're going to be pretty massively large immigration system.
Man, I have empathy for them people. I really do. But it just takes away from the people who jump through all the hoops, who been years, lots of money involved and trips taken to get legal, like our good Bubs, you know, him and his wife. And, you know, but this guy can just jump in and go. Bullshit.
Well, I'm in a weird spot, and I'll see if you guys can help me out here. So, the 12 million people that Biden let in 4 years, which is one of the worst administrations on border security in the history of the country, pretty much. Versus, so I think we were all on board on like, hey, let's take some of these people back. You know, these people we don't know, the criminals, this, that. The people from the other country, we didn't vet the people from Iran, the Middle East, you know, the whole
Congo.
region over there. Yeah, all these places. We didn't vet any of these people properly. There's 12 million. If we send all these people back and then kind of go from there and kind of start from scratch, just kind of as many as we can. But then you have them arresting people at their kids' high school graduation. And these people have been here working for 20 years. And so it's a weird thing of like, okay, well, I was down for what we were talking about, but also I don't want to arrest somebody who's been here for 20 years first and go put them in, you know, a snake pit in Florida, you know, or an alligator pit. You know, okay. I'm somewhere in the middle on that.
Well, they actually, Trump came out with, if they work for somebody and have been working for somebody, that the farmer can be the guarantor of for the people, that you know, he does what he's done, and then they leave for the season. But they need to pay tax. He said they need to pay taxes on the money because it's not fair to Americans to pay tax. You know, because if something happens in this, while you're in this country and you get hurt, we're not going to just say, no, you can't come in and get fixed.
Yeah, but these people who are renting homes in neighborhoods and, you know.
Mute control.
I'm sorry. I wanted you to hear that nose blow.
Mute control. I like it. I've got my security guard, my audio security guard on panel.
That's right.
Mute control.
Mute discipline.
Chihuahua.
Hey, this is a good place to do these kind of checks, right?
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. I don't, you know, you don't hear me calling you a name over. You know, you good. I need to learn. I'm old and I forget stuff. And you're always picking on me, man. I don't know why. I try to fit in, but you won't let me. Kiss my ass. I'll try, man. I really will. I'll try to do way better.
Listen. You can call me an asshole. It's fine.
Friction. The headphones go into the soundboard, or did you already figure that out?
No, and actually, I just realized that her YouTube handle name isn't actually the whole email. It's I hate what YouTube has done to these stupid handles. It's frustrating. I have not talked to her yet, but I just saw her message. So
Yeah, you want the headphones going through the board. I don't know what kind of
Can I
board you have, I guess.
Good night, Brenda.
Good night, Brenda.
We go look up that board. Not familiar with that one.
I think the people
Oh,
who I think the people who hire illegal immigrants and pay them under the table should be sent to the Shark Tanks or the Lion Den or Alligator Alley or whatever the fuck. How about that? You think that'll teach anybody? Think that would solve the problem?
I mean, I think that there should definitely be some more punishments for companies that knowingly hire illegals. And I know knowingly is the key word there, but yeah. I
say you take the CEO of the company that hires them and then the illegal and put them in like a snake pit, and whoever comes out alive owns the company. That's what I want to see.
Dun, 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 dun.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Man.
Oh, I'm seeing what Friction's saying. Friction, let's talk offline, maybe. I see her board, and you need to plug it into the headset jack on the back, but I think she's got some settings in her because I think the soundboard's not taken over as default sound.
You might have to go in and put it on monocaster, right?
Well, she doesn't have a monocaster. This is a different one.
Oh, it's got a book. Well,
all right. Sorry, didn't mean to derail things. I tend to talk out loud.
That's all right.
When I'm thinking about stuff.
So does Gutters.
She does, but usually the things that she talks about is dirty. We like it out loud.
Good old agent number 47.
She was fun the other night on her show.
She
got so riled up on me.
Oh, she got riled up on me too.
And when she
are you telling me there's no fucking roads in Texas?
Oh, I love it.
I loved it when she figured out there actually were more than 47 pages. That was hilarious. I about tickled myself a couple times.
Love you, Gutters.
Big time. We love you big time.
They started it, not me.
I totally did start it, and I will own that. Hey, it was a good topic to discuss, though. I mean, it chewed up 45 minutes to an hour of us just discussing it.
Uh-oh. Gutters, thank you for the humor.
Did you guys do anything fun on the 4th?
No. Sure didn't. It's the first 4th. And so, I mean, obviously since I've had kids, but it's the first 4th I haven't spent with them. So I didn't have them. That was kind of a bummer. But then everybody else really wasn't. People were either out of town or either busy or had to work. Just not a lot of people did anything this year to go hang out and party. So
I know. Mute control.
Mute control. Mute discipline. Hey, here's the thing. I just go mute. Whenever I'm not saying anything, I just go mute. And yeah, I'll message him, Friction. I'll message him. It's cool.
So what's the problem? This has turned into a tech show. So
well, yeah. So her soundboard she's got, she needs to plug into the headset jack. The problem is though, is it sounds like Windows is not defaulting over to the mixer, and her sound's still coming out her speakers, which is either one of her control knobs is turned the wrong direction, or I mean, it could
Is
be
the power on? Is the power on?
Well, the power has to be on because I imagine her speakers are plugged into this. But yes, that's a good. I see where you're going with this. Yes, have you tried rebooting?
I'm just trying to be Steven from India. Start from the beginning.
P. Didge.
PD.
Look at them. Both of them trying to sit above me and shit. What's up with that? Hey, did anybody pop any firecrackers at all?
People did, not
mean,
myself.
I saw a couple of fields get caught on fire from my vantage point, and we had a storm roll through. It was kind of crazy. It was like a bunch of lightning. It was like a dry, kind of like one of those dry lightning storms. Have you ever seen one of those?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was striking all over the place. Like I was just outside sitting in it, just drinking the whiskey. I didn't care. But yeah, we saw it. It lit like 3 field fires. One of them burned like, I don't know, probably 6-7 acres before they were able to get it put out. But and the wind started blowing, so that didn't help. But man, everything here is like a powder keg, man. It is freaking dry.
Good luck with that, man. That's the only thing that's really scary in New Mexico is fire. We don't really have tornadoes or hurricanes. We get thunder cells.
Fire here as well. We get really high winds.
Those floods in Texas, man, it's something else.
Yeah, I when I came back to civilization, I saw that was like blowing up my phone.
Yeah, that kind of ruined everybody's excitement for the 4th.
Yeah,
in Texas.
Well, so what do you guys normally do on the 4th? Like this was like an unorthodox 4th of July for me, being on the road and whatnot. But like Duggar, like, what did you do? What do you normally do for the 4th? I should say.
Well, you always throw cues, man, and kick it with the folks. The people you care about and stuff. It just sometimes you got to take a rain check.
Yeah, typically pool parties, barbecue, either shoot fireworks off or go find where they are shooting them off with the kids and all that stuff. Pretty basic, Yeah, pool, barbecue, and fireworks.
We always went to the high school and watched them blow them up.
See, as a kid, we used to have fireworks like fights. Like we'd shoot Roman candles at each other, or we'd set those tanks down and aim them towards each other, and whichever tank caught on fire first lost, kind of ordeal.
Oh well, yeah. As a kid, yeah, we used to shoot bottle rockets at each other.
Right, we did it as adults. What are you talking about?
And we got really smart. We were really smart. We would hide behind cars and shoot each other. And I totally could like blow up a car,
Well, we had streetlights in our neighborhood, so we learned as kids that if you shoot a Roman candle off near the streetlight, it'll trip that sensor, and that sensor will keep that light off for 30 minutes. Well, at least those did. So before we did any fireworks, anything, we'd just go around the block shooting out the sensors.
Oh, you're just wow, terrorist, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. But we weren't shooting the sensors out. We were just shooting by the sensors, and it was bright enough to make the sensors think, "Oh, it's daytime," and it'd turn off the light.
Oh, okay. You didn't really hurt the sensor.
No, we just shot near it. So yeah,
we made our own cannons.
Did you just like put a bunch of black cats in there and set them off at the same time?
No. They made bombs. They'd shoot up into the air just like a regular firework. They made their own fireworks. They knew how to do it, and it was crazy, dude. You'd set off every car alarm within 3 miles, but boom, and it'd be a big old spot. Everybody go, oh.
I think that anybody with a sister that ever had Barbies growing up, I think those experienced fireworks strapped to them at some point in their life, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Set them on fire, do all kinds of crazy shit with them, yeah.
Barbies were like the crash test dummies during the 4th of July.
Yeah, my buddies were just like the Conehead guy. They made some big bombs, bro. But that was a funny one. And Dan Aykroyd.
I have to reset my board here. Give me a couple seconds.
Now we used to we used to go out, and as I got older in my teenage years, we used to go out and put tannerite canisters inside like old beat up cars that were out in the junkyard and just hit them with our 22 until they blew up.
Never jacked with any tannerite. Sounds like it'd be fun.
Oh, I mean, we didn't get a whole lot of
used,
it, obviously, but
I've seen it used. It looks cool.
Yeah, we had like Copenhagen cans, and we'd put a little bit in there, and then like you'd set it in like the inside the dashboard of just a clunker car that was out in the junkyard.
Yeah.
We'd snipe it, and then you hit it when you heard a kaboom,
knock some pieces off.
Yeah, that was fun stuff.
Oh yeah, man. I like my buddy, his dad collected Winchesters, and we could shoot all of them except for a couple. You know what I mean? And they reloaded their own ammo and stuff like that. So most guys had BB guns. We had 30-30s,
Right.
But we hog hunted. We did a lot of hog hunting. And we supplied a lot of meat to a lot of people, to really tell you the truth.
God, I can't stand the taste of hog. It's gross.
I can, if it's a young hog.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of wild boar, and God.
Well, if it's
gross.
60-pounders are probably the best. And they got to be gilts. They got to be a little sow, pre-sow.
Dude,
they're like a perfect Hawaiian barbecue kind of pig.
Out at our family's property, there's a rule we have that if you see a boar, you got to shoot it regardless. And there are boar traps out there that are the size of like those Volkswagen Beetle buses.
Yeah.
And the biggest one I've seen out there, it probably weighed every bit of 130, 140 pounds. And you could smell it before you seen it. Is gross.
Yeah, that's a little one.
Yeah, gross is all what it is.
Go check them out in Texas.
Well, I mean, that's where we were basically at. It's just right north of Texas.
Yeah.
Like we were like, as a crow flies, we're probably 40, 50 miles away from Texas. Now, this is when I was a kid. I mean, I know that they've got bigger ones down there now, but we try to shoot them before we, Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. We used to get paid to keep them out of the rice fields up there around Blessing. Best goose hunting spot in the whole world, dude. I love that place. But them things are like ants. Just takes a couple, next thing you know, you got a big mound of hogs.
Right. Friction, no, you do not need OBS unless you're just going to stream by yourself and maybe post, maybe if you're like streaming a video game, then yeah, sure, OBS, but you do not need OBS for any of this stuff to work. It's like Duggar's going to start streaming Rust on his channel.
I could.
You could.
You should.
Don't know how. I'm not good enough.
Well, that's fine. We'll all make fun of you in the chat for sucking.
Well, and the thing is it doesn't matter how good or bad you are. Make it a story. Make it this is a story of digital Duggar learning how to survive.
You know what, dude? I do get away a lot by going, why you want to shoot an old dude for, man? Just trying to learn the game. And he'll say, okay, man, give me my gun back now. I'd shoot him in the forehead and go about
Dude, you should totally freaking post this. This is golden content.
He's pulling the sympathy card.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then I blow him away with the double barrel,
Good Lord.
That he just gave back to me. Dude, they do that in Rust. I'm telling you. You'll be partners for guys for 2 or 3 different wipes, and then all of a sudden one day y'all get a bunch of loot and stuff, and then he'll kill you, chop up your bag, change the code on the base, and he gets all the loot in the base. So yeah, they some evil little dudes in that game, man. I'm not evil. I just like landmines and hand grenades. I'm learning how to fly a helicopter, though. I'm pretty proud of that.
It's one of those things. I have Rust as well. I don't put a whole lot of time in it, but I do have the game, and I do enjoy those type of survival shooter games or MMO kind of survival games. But I played a lot of 7 Days to Die. I thought that was fun.
What I like about what I like about Rust is every day is different. Every wipe is different. It's never the same scenario.
Oh yeah, I have seen those. Yeah, I've seen where they make custom maps, and then when the server drops and comes back, you're different landscape, different configuration, different everything.
Oh yeah, and you see a few of the same players, like and I got a little cast of little Chads that just love me, dude, and they'll come wreck your base you pick on me, but I hadn't seen them in a while. I guess they went on vanilla or something because instead of the I didn't know the gaming channel,
Well, just wait till AI takes over in this world, because when AI becomes a thing, you're gonna be able to interact with, what would normally be non-computer players or NPCs in the game, and it has this scripted. This is the answer to your question that's already pre-made. Like, you have these options. That's it. They're going to make it to where you can just straight up have a conversation like we are and progress the game like this. It's going to, and this isn't like 10 years away. This is like probably 5 years away.
What actually, I think it's the here now almost is, they do have some servers that, they're like practice, and there's really no PvP except from the AI guys, and they get pretty ruthless and shit. So, but you go to them channels to learn how to bomb bases and that kind of stuff. So, just since I've been playing this game, it's changed a lot.
All right. Well, I'm going to drop the link. If anybody wants to join, if you have bad audio, you want to talk about jalapeno poppers for 30 minutes and interrupt people, you will be sent to the alligator pits in Florida, but you're more than welcome to join.
Love it.
Is that inviting?
Yeah, I don't know why we don't have a queue of people trying to join.
Right, that's the most inviting invitation of all time.
We could start talking college football, and we know we'll keep gutter people away.
Gutter is glamping. She's busy.
She really hates college football.
Well, she sucks, so who cares?
Yeah.
She doesn't really hate it. She just doesn't want to see us happy.
Right. Just like, so she's just a typical woman.
Just a woman.
Yeah. She's just a woman.
I used to I love my grandmother, R.I.P., and my aunt, but I used to, and my grandpa, rest in peace, sir. But I used to get so angry. I'd go over there and watch Alabama games with them, and they would complain like, always watching football. And I used to get so mad. I used to say, well, he has to sit there and watch your dumbass shows all week. You give this man 3 hours on a Saturday. Like he wanted to watch all that crap,
I mean, when I was a kid, my dad and I kind of had the same agreement, because like Saturday mornings, Saturday morning cartoons, right? Sunday mornings, I had to watch stupid fucking Bill Dance Outdoors or Jackie Bushman or all these, fucking hunting and fishing shows, which I don't have a problem with them, but they were boring. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I was ate up with fishing, so I actually liked them guys.
It just puts me to sleep. Like I was already like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, no, I just go outside and play basketball or something. I couldn't handle it. But yeah, then Saturday mornings kind of started shifting to college football when I was like in the mid 90s.
Yeah, we had the best cartoons when I was young. Mel Blanc cartoons are just the funniest cartoons, period.
What was that one, that puppet fucking cartoon? Was it called the Wildcats or the? You know what I'm talking about? The little dolls that were, and they were like based in space.
Little dolls based in space.
Yeah, they were like the puppets but they were like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna find it. Thunderbirds. Maybe it was the Thunderbirds.
I think that was after my time. I was watching it back in the late 60s, early.
No, that was the late 60s, early 70s show.
Let's see. And so probably about 65, around there. But I was 10 in 69. So yeah.
I've always been such a college football junkie. In the early 90s, late 80s, I was probably like 90. I had a little 13-inch black and white TV in my room. The New Year's Day for all the bowl games, I would go find like old TVs at like I was just 13 years old. People would throw away a TV. I'd take it and see what was wrong with it. Sometimes nothing was wrong with it. They would just get a new one. But I would have every plug in the room plugged in with a TV. I had a TV over here on like ABC for a bowl game, a TV over here on NBC for a bowl game. Just cracked out on college football day.
Well, so we didn't have the ability to watch all the games where I grew up at because of cable rights and whatnot. But we could get Oklahoma games, and we could unfortunately get Dallas Cowboy games. So that's what I obviously was an Oklahoma fan, so I didn't mind that. But
this is before. This is before cable. Everybody had cable and stuff like that. Not everybody. It was just you didn't get like ABC games or CBS games back then.
Not all the time, no, because where we lived at, we couldn't pick those stations up. Those were coming out of Oklahoma City, so we couldn't pick them up. We could get the NBC. So we always saw fucking fighting Irish on TV. We would occasionally get CBS, depending, because we were getting some CBS from Texas, some from Oklahoma City. So some days it was better one way or the other. But we didn't always get ABC. So that was life growing up in the late 80s, early 90s. You had to rely on the antenna.
Well, I jumped on the satellite craze and was selling them satellite TVs back in there. We'd go out there to the rice fields and stuff, and we'd take these farmers, and all of a sudden we could give him 250 channels, and and showed him how to block the porn if he didn't want the adult channels, and he had him a code. It was like shooting fish in a barrel, dude. And I even had commercials and shit promoting this stuff, and did really well with it. But before that, antenna, baby, here, go hold that over there with a piece of foil on it, that kind of thing. We had 5 channels,
Okay. Wait a second here. You did commercials for selling satellites?
I did one, just one.
I'm gonna find this.
It was for Star Trek satellite systems.
This might take.
I wish you could find that, because the guy we were doing a spin-off of Star Trek, of course, which was Star Trek satellite system. I was Captain Kirk. My brother George, my oldest brother, my older brother George was actually Spock. And dude, it made me almost semi-famous there for about a year.
Is this on YouTube somewhere? Did somebody record this and put this on YouTube?
It's somewhere on YouTube. So
I can't find it. I cannot find it.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to be able to. That's not an insult, by the way.
But it was aired in the Clute, Missouri County area.
All right, I need details. So I can find this thing later. It might take me a week, but I'll find it.
Dude, that would just trip me out. I would love that. That would bring so many memories back. Me and my brothers.
Missouri.
We were living fast and hard then, man.
What was the name of the company?
Star Trek Satellite Systems.
Star Trek Satellite Systems. And these were from years what to what?
Oh God, I don't remember. It's probably 77 to maybe 81. I can't remember. I was a young man, though. I was very young.
All right, I'm going to see what I can do this week. That might be your new intro video for when you join a panel.
I would take that, dude. It's hilarious. I did a pretty good Captain Jake. You know what I mean? if you will.
I know. I know.
Status on you, and you'll know you got the right one because it'll be that. I'll go. Give me a status report of the Star Trek satellite system.
I know Baker's already looking right now. I would bet money on it.
I got great.
I totally am. And if I can't find it, I'm going to put a bounty on it and send everybody out to try to find it.
It has to exist somewhere. Somewhere. It's on the internet. It's somewhere. Hey, Crispy.
Hey, Sugar Booger.
Hope you're doing well, lady.
Isn't booger sugar another slang for cocaine?
Well, you know it is. She gets you high just being around her, dude. She's so sweet. She's so sweet, she gave you diabetes. Come on.
Diabetes.
BTs. We're talking Southern. Come on, get on with Southern. Well, yeah.
Hey, did you pin the link on the chat thing?
No. I don't like to pin it because I always forget to take it off. I'll drop it again.
I mean, technically, I do have my soundboard working where we can take phone calls, but I think we're too preliminary for that.
Right.
Imagine, if you will, a day, a time.
What's up, Mac?
Do you like history? World War II history kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Are you interested in that at all?
I mean, what man past age 35 doesn't like World War II history?
Right.
You just keep getting more of my respect all the time, Mr. Baker.
What would you like to know? What would you like to talk about?
I just watched a little documentary on the sinking of the sister ship of the Bismarck, and they attacked these dudes with mini submarines. It was amazing, and 4 of them got captured, but they got loose at the end of the war. But it was like 6 of these or 8 of these little mini ships, mini subs going out, followed down these fjords with a big old. Their whole ship was basically a big bomb, and they put other charges on it, and they lifted it about 3 foot out of the water. And it still, they took it back and took them quite a few months, but said it was probably one of the most amazing feats ever in maritime at the time, that they kept that Tripity, I think the name of the ship, but the Germans fixed it, and they were, of course, using it to keep delivery of goods from the United States to Russia and other places. And it was pretty interesting documentary. That and these guys, them were men. A lot of them lost their lives, and the only ones that's funny, the only ones that live actually are the ones that blowed shit up.
The USA waited so long to join World War II because we were an isolationist country, and we didn't have the backing to get in the war. In fact, there was a big movement to stay out of the war until Pearl Harbor.
And I forget his name. It irritates me that I'm getting so old. But there's been books written about it and papers released that I forget the guy's name with the military. He was like, thank God they bombed us at Pearl Harbor because we were about to attack anyway.
All right, Winston Churchill?
No, somebody else.
It was
American. But and that goes into the theory that we kind of knew it was coming and could have stopped it, but that's for another show. That's for a Friday night show. The conspiracy show.
How's it going, Nate?
Not much. How about you, Baker?
No, living a dream, dreaming to live. What you been up to lately? Been gaming much? Oh, there you go.
You know, he's gaming right now.
I'm still looking for Duggar's commercial. When I find it, I will link it.
That would be great. It would be great, dude.
Let's see.
Yeah, I was semi-famous, signed your autograph.
There we go.
Good to see you, Mr. Nate.
Good to see you, Miss Sugar.
And how goes it with Nate? What's the skinny on Nate? What'd you do for the 4th?
Celebrate it. America.
Good answer.
And did not blow off some fingers. So
It's always a good thing.
yeah. Although I almost did, I will say, but did not though. But I did like a 25 round, I guess, dynamite, those little dynamite packets.
M80s?
Yeah. Something like a black cat almost, yeah.
Well, there's black cats and then there are M80s.
Or so, yeah, something like that, yeah. But yeah, did a 25 round packet, and I didn't know it was gonna be a short fuse, so I had to run for my life before it, it happened.
I'm glad you got the party, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I even live streamed it too.
So did you find you an apartment yet?
We're still looking. I think we're gonna. My interview for the Shelton Tree or department for Shelton Tree is on next Thursday or Friday. So if I guess impressed for the interview, I guess I get a automatic spot, I guess.
You need to get you an electric bike for transportation.
That's what I want, actually.
All right, on.
With big wheels and stuff.
Right on. You're hooked up, man.
But I don't have it though. That's what I'm trying to get.
No, I was a military guy. I can't remember his name.
Delor?
I'll think about it tomorrow, probably.
No, that's not Delor. Delor was that.
Was it Dwight?
It wasn't a president or a leader of a country. It was a military person.
Well, Dwight was a military guy.
True.
I know that, but he wasn't a president. Oh. You forgot that part.
Oh, okay. Wasn't a president. He wasn't ever a president at the time. That's what I'm talking
about. Yeah, at the time, yeah.
Let's see. Nimitz?
George Washington?
What was it?
It probably was George Washington, Nate.
I think you hit it right on the head, actually. I think you're right.
I mean, he was a general, George Washington, before he became president.
You can't go down that path because it is not correlating with the question asked.
Oh, never mind.
What was the question? I had to step away for a second. What was the question?
There wasn't a question. It's just what I was trying to think of, the guy that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody's naming presidents, and I'm like, it's not a president. It
wasn't
a president. And everybody keeps naming presidents.
and I'm sorry. I was just thinking General Eisenhower, not President Eisenhower. Not Nimitz. I don't know.
It's me.
Wouldn't Patton.
Mute discipline. See, I did the Nate too. You're welcome.
Thank you.
What did I do? Thank you, I guess.
This is a total side note, but Twitter, man, what a cesspool that is.
Oh yeah, I don't even get on that.
It's filled with just horrible people. I've got to delete that thing.
Oh, like
what, Nate? Okay, everybody muted.
No, I was waiting for Nate to answer. Yeah, it's just as bad as TikTok. You know how I got TikTok to help you guys with the live stream we did with the riots and shit? Yeah, it's deleted. I got rid of it. That was garbage. I don't know how people get into that shit. Like it was not enjoyable whatsoever.
Yeah. Like these I don't know, man. This stupid alligator thing. Everybody's like, fuck them, feed them to the gators. It's just nobody would do this in their personal life. Like if you lived next to a person or you worked with somebody that you knew for not the ones in the last 4 years, but if you personally knew somebody, you would not just cheer them on and be out there with a phone in your driveway being like, bye, Hector, have fun, you stupid piece of shit. None of us would have the balls to do that or want to do that. But everybody on Twitter is a badass.
Well, of course.
And with these floods in Texas, that so far has killed 53 people. So
shit.
Instead of, some people do, but most people, instead of like prayers and like, oh my gosh, set up things for the families or repost things that would help the families or the first responders, that's the minority. The majority is liberals saying that Republicans that they're glad this happened to show the country that climate change is real. And then on the other side, they're saying this was all created by the government and this was a terrorist attack by Iran or Bill Gates. It's just all fucking nuts. These people are crazy.
Well, I don't know if you haven't seen or heard from the, I guess, leader from the Iran country said that they can activate the sleeper cells. I don't know if you know what that means, but
Yeah, we do.
okay, just making sure. That's kind of scary, not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna focus on that though. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Was there anybody? Was there anybody that was surprised there wasn't a false flag during the 4th?
Well, everybody on Twitter said it was the Texas floods. So
I didn't know that was happening.
a bunch of winners on Twitter. Top of the line people there.
Never mind. I don't have Twitter.
Don't get it. You'll do good. Don't get it.
That's why I don't have it. Yep. Yeah.
Was that? Hey, Don.
I cannot find this video. I give up. I may have to put a bounty on this shit.
I did. I'm telling you the truth. We did it.
What happened?
No, I believe that you did it. I just want to see it.
He'll believe when he
sees it. It was one of the local TV stations there around Clute, Lake Jackson area. Or maybe Freeport, I don't know.
So, like, were you just selling satellite service, or were you like installing it too?
No, I just go out there and hook it up for them to watch it and sell it. And it was a mobile unit, but then the guys would come in and install it.
I see what you mean. So you were the drug dealer giving everybody free hits.
Big old fatty tokes. Because they couldn't resist it, and it was literally like I said earlier, and I didn't mean it because they were stupid people. It was just like there was they had never seen that kind of technology before. It's just all of a sudden they can watch every baseball game in the world, every football game in the world, that's being covered on some oddball channel, and just everything,
Porn on
So-
channel porn on channel
Well,
228.
back in the 780s, you still had to deal with Big John, I guess. And what's that one that Ron Jeremy kind of born? I don't know.
I
What?
don't know.
I never watched.
we men-
I never
we-
watched no porn.
we mentioned
good.
porn. Hold on, Nate.
Sorry.
We mentioned porn, and all you did was name off male porn stars. All right.
Well, that's cause
I'll leave that one alone.
that's because Fools comes in as that Ron Jeremy guy. That's who they say he is. Anyway, I don't know what his name was.
I've met him before in a weird place, by the way. At a
Oh
Cracker
wow!
Barrel.
I don't know if I'm comfortable about talking about that with you, sir.
He was at a fucking Cracker Barrel. I shit you not.
Oh my god! Did you get his autograph?
Okay, so there are other people that like probably may have known who he was, and I was I was the one that came up and said, "Oh, I loved you in Boondock Saints."
Dude.
He just kind of looked at me. He's like, "Oh."
Oh my god!
He was also in Orgasmo, which was not a porn. That was the Trey Parker, Matt Stone movie from the late 90s.
Not Orgasmo.
By the way, they make great movies too.
do they?
Yeah, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, their movies are fantastic.
Yeah.
I think Basketball might be my all-time favorite, barely beating out Team America.
I like Wes Anderson movies too. His first one, Bottle Rocket. That was with the Wilson brothers, like Owen and Luke. It was a pretty good movie.
Paled up, you see Nate.
No,
I like that. That some of the most spaghetti westerns, like the one with I'm Nobody and Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Douglas, have you seen the movie Left Behind? Or one
Maybe.
of the... Okay.
Old movie, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
well, is that the movie where everybody's going to be like?
It's basically
Just-
about the the Bible revelation stuff, kind of. Like, the rapture
Right.
and
Everybody on the plane, like the pilot is raptured out, half the plane is raptured
Yeah.
out, and everybody left just dies in a plane crash.
Yeah.
That seems fun.
Oh, scary. But I'm
Well,
hoping for...
wow, what a crazy movie. It
Yeah.
could happen too,
Anytime.
and probably will.
Yeah.
There's a lot of debate on that whole 7-year period and all that stuff. I don't know. I believe that one seems to be more to keep people afraid and just not to worry about anything. Like Jesus is coming back at any moment now, so I don't have to worry about anything. I don't need to vote. I don't need to pay attention to anything going on in the world. I just need to sit back and
Focus on Jesus.
well, no, you can do that too, but
It actually tells you to be active and part of society and love your fellow man.
And neighbors and enemies.
You can do that too without having to have a religion.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's just
true.
called
but-
being a decent human being.
Yeah, that's they're not really telling you to do bad things in the Bible. So
that's just one of those things that kind of left up to an interpretation for that 7-year tribulation, like the pre-rapture, the mid-rapture, the post-rapture. Some of these preachers, they're good at it. They can show you which they can explain their version of it pretty well, and you can look at it and be like, Oh, well, that makes sense on how he put that together. And then somebody else can do it for the middle and the post, and it all looks different. It all makes sense. It's just how they can kind of manipulate it to make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I'm just seeing Friction's message about Dominic Wilkins. I wonder how that transaction went down. It's like, hey, can I have your number? Or like, what? That seems like a story time on that one.
Where is this?
No, you just posted.
Oh,
it.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I just like it fully like sunk in what she was actually saying. Must have been when he was with the Hawks.
Do y'all want to know a crazy story I have or I remembered?
What's that?
I would say, like, before I say it, y'all probably wouldn't believe me, but that's okay. So basically, before I was born, I literally don't know how I still remember this, but I still do. Before I was born,
I'm suspect a little bit right now. But go
This
ahead.
sounds like a Friday show kind of thing.
no, I'm actually like from my memory. Not I'm telling you what I remembered. I remembered staying there in, I guess, heaven, waiting to be born, and then in a line, and all I see is I guess angels or either Jesus painting my actual self to what am I gonna look like and stuff before I guess go down into the womb. I guess I don't know. And I saw what I was going to be. I think a big fat guy. No, I'm just kidding. Was it? Maybe, I don't know. But
And how old were you?
He said he wasn't born yet.
Yeah,
He was negative 1 year old.
yes, I was still being made.
I
Like
can believe
that.
that. I can believe that. I can believe that.
Now, well, I was in line, like I said, and until I was up, my turn, and yes, I
So
know I got. Yeah.
that was basically just you remember the race to the egg, basically.
Or down there.
Basically, yeah. I don't remember any other eggs or sperms.
Nothing. I got nothing from that one. God.
Wow.
But I did say Geronimo. Well, and actually I did not go. I won't say the egg, but I will say I went to a black hole, which was the egg.
Are you sure that was the egg?
I don't think your mom wants to hear that.
No, she I don't know if she would believe me, but I remember, because I don't know why I remembered that before I was born.
I think this was a dream you had. That's
No. I remember this the day I was born and before I was born. I came into as a baby, and I mean I basically crying and stuff. I couldn't hear me crying because I guess I was loud. But it's just weird because I just remember all that time. Pete just, but yeah, it's I just had that memory of that memory, I guess. But that's
Right.
Well, any appropriate jokes I've made, it's not on LW. That's all me. All me. Blame me.
I was holding out on a couple there myself, too.
No, I didn't. I had to let one fly.
Oh God.
I mean, it's a true story for me, but I don't know if you.
I believe you. I believe you.
Not that. It's just how you worded it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can't ease up on anybody here.
Yeah.
Especially you, Nate. Because I believe you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm suspicious.
Oh, ye of little faith.
I do have a little faith, actually.
That's
in a lot
right.
of things.
You can remember all the way back to when you were boxing people out to try to get to that motherland.
I love it.
Yes, yeah, basically.
You like Derek Mutombo. No,
No.
He's for me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It is now full.
Yeah,
this is my time now, pussies. Get out of the way.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I think I do remember that. I think I was a little troublemaker before I was born. I guess I mean like goofy troublemaker.
Nate, are you the type that believes in reincarnation?
I don't know. Probably if I'm talking about it.
I mean, it's a real thing. Like people having memories before they were born, and it.
Yeah,
and
I think that's why I have
reincarnation. I think that's where you're going with that.
Yeah, I think that's why I have, because I don't remember. Well, actually, I don't remember my whole life, so I kind of that's out of the story.
Now, when you die, what would you like to come back as? What would you be like?
I want to have bigger Johnson. I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ!
All right, well,
that's kidding. I'm just kidding. That's too adult. No, I want to be like I am what I am right now. Just a good soul, trying to be caring as I can, basically.
With a bigger Johnson.
I guess so. And even though I was born in Nebraska, it wasn't my fault. So
yeah,
we don't being born in Nebraska.
we don't blame you for that.
Look, I love my state, even because I was born in it. But some parts of it is not much. But maybe some parts are beautiful, some parts are not. It's kind of like every state. So,
I mean, every state has their problem. That is a fact.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Either with tourism or politicians or politics. Yeah.
Well, it's not even about that. Like Nebraska, I think they get a bad rap because there's quote nothing to do. Listen, I've been in Nebraska plenty of times, and I've never had a bad time there.
Yeah, I mean, as I've been saying the whole time, I mean,
it depends on where you go.
Yeah, if it's like in the middle of Nebraska, like Kearney, where like Kearney is, that's cornfields. Nothing to do there. Well, I mean, Kearney is kind of town.
Sure, you can make crop circles there.
Yeah, I mean,
make national news.
Yeah, and also, have you been to the Northwest Panhandle of Nebraska?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah, number of times.
I actually think that might be the most beautiful part in Nebraska. But anyways,
no, that's a rivalry that I wish would come back. Is Nebraska versus Oklahoma?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was for like 2 years.
Yeah, we're talking about regularly. Like that was
one of
the best rivalries out there every year.
It was iconic.
That was must see TV every year.
Yeah, how many other rivalries do you have that the home team celebrates a loss? And that's exactly what happened in 2022.
Well, I mean, we mean like Nebraska or Clemson talking about?
No, when the game of the century happened and they were playing back in Norman because that's where the game was held. I mean, it was held in Norman. It was a 50th anniversary, and Nebraska was coming back to play Oklahoma in Norman for that game, and OU celebrated it as if it was a win, but it was a loss.
It was? I thought it was a win from Oklahoma. What the fuck?
Language.
What? Or the heck? Sorry, my bad. My apologies.
You don't have to apologize, brother.
I just have to watch my language. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyways, worry about
it. But yeah, I thought we lost that game because bad play calls and Scott Frost is still there.
Well, which one lost? You have two teams. So is it Nebraska or Michigan. You were celebrating Michigan winning and all that.
Well, that year, yeah, but I don't know.
Do you still wear both jerseys?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know the whole story about the two teams, but maybe LW does. I don't know. But
You're a Michigan fan first, right?
right.
And Nebraska just because you live there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and also.
So if they play each other in the national championship, who are you going to pull for? Michigan, right?
If they're good, yeah. Well, yes, and yes.
Now it's whoever's better. I like it.
That's how I mean. Yeah, whoever's better. I mean,
I rest Your Honor. I rest my case.
Nate, you have been found guilty of a bandwagon fan.
Bandwagon.
Well, crap.
Bandwagon.
By the way, the game of the century was in 1971, and Nebraska beat Oklahoma 35-31 in Norman. And again, in 2021, that was one of the catalysts that kicked off the Texas-Oklahoma leaving the Big 12 because there was a contract dispute. Oklahoma wanted that game moved to nighttime or be the primetime nighttime game.
That'd been better.
And because Big 12 had that contract with Fox like, nope, you got our primetime slot. It's big noon. Well, that meant all of the festivities that Oklahoma planned because they brought all the Nebraska players back and the coaching staff and everything. They were having this big thing on the field. They had all of this ceremony stuff that was going to happen 2 hours before the game. Now had to happen at like 8 o'clock in the morning, which so people are going to have to get to the stadium at like 7 o'clock. Yeah, so that was like the nail in the coffin where Oklahoma was like, all right. And because Texas had already approached Oklahoma several times about, hey, let's get out of this fucking dumpster fire. And that was the catalyst that they placed a phone call. Some lawyers met in Dallas. They made a phone call to the SEC, and the rest is history. Yeah. That's from my sources that's close to the program that had told me at the time that's what happened.
Yeah, and a lot of it was a ploy. Texas and Oklahoma had no intentions of they wanted Nebraska out.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think Missouri back in I'm talking about 2021 when they wouldn't move that game off of Fox Big Noon. Now
I thought you were talking about like
in 2012 that might have been there might have been something to that because
Nebraska
that's what I
was talking about. Yeah.
They hated each other. Nebraska hated how Texas had more power. Texas laughed at Nebraska, which hurt their feelings. And then Missouri's like, hey, guess what? We're going to the Big Ten. See you later. And then the Nebraska called the Big Ten. Like, wait, they're going to the Big Ten, but not us. And the Big Ten's like, no, we'll take you instead. And then Missouri's like, what? I mean, wait a second, hold on. We're gonna go to the SEC. And then A&M's like, yeah, we're gonna take our cult following. We're gonna go to the SEC.
I got your cult following hanging. I wait for little moments like this to chastise you, cowboy.
Yeah.
Who are you calling a cowboy?
I don't know.
Well, you dirt farmer.
Dirt farmer's more like it. There you go.
There you go. Same thing.
Technically, I grew up on.
I know both of them suck and swallow.
I didn't hear any of that.
Thank God.
I heard two people talking at the same time.
Really?
That's cool.
I did that on purpose.
Cool story, Nate, huh?
Yeah.
Either way, I don't think this college football realignment stuff's done. You see where Texas State's going to go to the Pac-12.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're just making it's just going to be another like Mountain West. I mean, basically, Mountain West is going to be out of teams. It's just changing the name, basically.
They must have it in their new charter that you have to be a state school to go because there's not a school in the Pac-12 that doesn't have state at the end of their name.
Right. Like Boise State supposed to be Idaho, basically.
No,
Idaho State.
Don't say that to people from Idaho either. They will slap you where you stand.
I don't give a crap.
The Vandies are a tier 2 school compared to Boise State.
Damn, that's sad.
And they will let you know. They still let me know whenever I'm in Boise. When I'm at my OU stuff, I was like, "Hey, we beat you in the festival. You guys suck."
Says the fans that live in full of potatoes.
I hear it
Play
all
on
the
a
time. Just
blue
like any,
field.
and I'm not the OU fan that goes to Bama fans and say, "Oh, we beat you in 2012 in the Sugar Bowl. You guys suck. You got beat by Trevor Knight." No, because Bama wasn't fucking up for that game, just like Oklahoma wasn't up for the Fiesta Bowl. I know how it is to be in that position.
Well, I don't like excuses, but I mean, Bama deserved to lose that game because the coaching approach to that game. They wanted to send AJ McCarron out with 5 touchdowns. AJ was a great quarterback. 2012 he had 30 touchdowns. It seemed like in that game versus Oklahoma, they had abandoned the running game, and they just wanted to send AJ out with like 4 touchdown passes. Something the style that they didn't play the whole year. But credit to Oklahoma, they played the coaching style that Alabama came with, and they beat our ass. So, I don't like the whole they weren't up for it thing or whatever.
Yeah,
We all have our ups and downs.
especially Nebraska.
You know what I remember?
Nebraska's problem is because you left the Big 12, therefore you lost that Texas pipeline. Therefore, that was Nebraska's undoing. And I don't think they're ever going to get back to the way they were. Now, you got some people saying Oklahoma's in the same boat. I disagree. Oklahoma still recruits Texas, and that's where the hotbed of recruiting's at. So,
Yeah,
I used to watch Nebraska. They always had the biggest farm-fed offensive linemen, man. Just big rascals.
they were built to run the option.
The biggest balls on a coach back when they did things different before the BCS, Tom Osborne. He could have went for the tie, and he was guaranteed the national championship, but he went for 2 and didn't get it. Balls of steel.
I mean, not wrong.
I think Jimbo is probably the smartest coach ever. He's still getting paid to drink bourbon out there on his veranda. And,
$77 million to not coach.
Whew.
That's beautiful. Beautiful thing.
I think he's the smartest coach ever of college football. Thank you very much.
I think his problem is that the defense has caught on to his schemes, and he never adjusted. And his offense just kind of fell behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we never got a star for a quarterback. When we did, he get injured, and then they put the white guy in, and then I don't know, man. It's pretty pitiful sometimes. It's been a while since we had a natty, so
yeah, like what, 1930 something?
39.
No.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
39.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I think so.
38.
Or my 38. Well, I think that was TCU's year. 38. I don't know why I know this, to be honest. It might from the past. I don't know.
I was always kind of like a Rice Owl fan.
Right.
The underdogs of the Southwest Conference.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I was always a Houston Cougar fan too.
I mean, LW likes
he's
to Houston as well.
Do what?
Nothing.
What do you mean? Don't you just love it when somebody tells you nothing?
Nothing.
None.
All right. I surrender.
I wish the SEC would just bring Tulane back just for old time's sake.
Yeah.
And what was it? Swanee State? Is that the other one that was a founding member of the SEC?
And Tulane, I think.
Yeah. Tulane was a founding member as well. Florida State's still waiting on their invite, by the way. But LW, do we extend it to them, or we just let them wait another year?
Wait for like a next decade, I guess.
What, to join the SEC?
Yeah, they're still waiting on their invite. They're going to sue us in order to get their invite.
Man, they're gonna waste their money and they could be broke. Just saying.
Poor Florida State fans, man. They got it. They got it bad. I don't know if this year's going to be any better.
They might go 1-11. I'm just kidding. They won't.
No. I don't think they're going to do what they did last year, but just because I think they got some competency at quarterback. But no, DJ Uglo Boogly, whatever the fuck his name is. I mean, he was a washout at Clemson.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys who to keep an eye on this year. My dark horse team this year, not because I live in the state, but Oregon State's got that damn quarterback, that Malik Harris guy, or Malik Henry. Sorry, man. When OU was playing him in the Cotton Bowl, no OU fan wanted that guy in the damn. We were waiting for Ewans to come back. Nobody wanted to play him because every time he touched the ball, he was dynamic. And look what he did at Duke last year. They underutilized him, but just wait, man. Watch Oregon State this year. They might be like a Boise State was last year. Not dominant in that way, but I'd watch out for them. They're going to make some noise.
I think not saying what happened, but it's possible. Like, let's say 25%. I think Nebraska has a chance, but not like a big chance though. To get a playoff.
No, the problem with Nebraska is that you're in a very top-heavy league. You're not going to get past Penn State. You're not going to get past Ohio State.
What do you think about that quarterback, Dylan Raiola? Who
I don't mind him. I mean, I don't hate him.
Just pretends to be Patrick Mahomes. He does the pregame ritual. He jumps the same way, wears the same headband, same haircut. Number 15. He throws off balance, which is not good unless you're Patrick Mahomes.
I don't have a problem with him. I mean, it's basically his idol. I mean, who wouldn't want to? Not say copy, but who wouldn't want to be like Mahomes? I mean, I know he's not Mahomes, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, he wants to be like Mahomes someday, and I mean, he's trying to. He even practices with Mahomes with Mahomes's QB coach, whoever you call it. So I think that's why he gets the sidearm, no look. I mean,
I think it's weird, but okay, we have Gutters. She decided to show up right when there's college football talk, which goes to my suspicion that she really does love college football. She's like some secret college football fan.
She got her Starling Cup and everything.
Right. The only people in the chat really, or most of the people in the chat, we got MGTOW there, Outlaw's there. What's up, Outlaw?
Hey, bud.
We got all these pretty ladies. We got Gutters Pub, Crispy Treat, Friction. We got Kimberly. Do we keep talking about college football and run them out of here, or do we change the subject? I say we run them out of here. I say we run our asses out of here. Man.
Oh boy.
Or we could talk about the worst states ever. I'm just kidding.
Arkansas.
Oregon. Auburn's not a state, but Auburn.
The state of Auburn, Alabama.
New York. There you go.
I don't have a problem, New York.
Well, New York City, basically.
Okay, there you
go. Crispy hit it. The entire college football conversation is a protest against GG.
Yeah, it is.
That's funny.
You know what else GG means in Then Gutters Pub? Or
watch it, Nate.
No, keep going, Nate. Keep going.
Nate.
Good game. There you go.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyways, what else? What else is bad state?
Well, let's not talk about bad states. That was a joke. Clearly, but Arkansas is horrible. Although if you want cheap land, and it's fairly a nice state to look at, the people inside it, not so much, but
maybe.
I don't know. We can keep talking college football and run them out. It's up to you. LW, it's your show. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Well, Gigi wanted me to bring up, she texted me just now that she wanted me to remind you guys that Alabama has signed 5 5 stars in the last 3 weeks.
Damn.
I didn't really want to bring it up, but Gigi texted me and said, hey, bring this up. So
I had no idea she was
It's
a
her
recruiting
doing.
guru.
well, she and we text each other about college football all the time.
Oh, secretly? Okay.
Yeah, she sends me updates on recruiting.
Lies.
And pictures of her new shoes,
Yeah. I didn't want to bring that up. Gigi wanted to bring that up.
I don't know if you all know this. We had the
Maybe that's why she doesn't want to talk college football with us, because she knows how good she is at it, and she doesn't want to talk to plebes about what she knows.
Yeah, she doesn't want to embarrass a bunch of stupid men and show them up, She wants us to pretend like we know what the fuck we're talking about. I like it. I appreciate it.
Bryce Perry Williams out of Georgia.
Yeah.
If recruiting mattered, I'd be more about it. But anymore nowadays, I don't care what star rank you have. It doesn't matter. Just wait for the fucking portal to open, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to get a 4 or 5 star that if they don't start immediately, they're leaving. They're leaving at the first chance they get in the winter at the December transfer portal. They need to stop these. Transfer portals are fine. They need to stop these transfer portals happening 3 times a year. That is.
I think
dumb.
they have. I think it's down to 2 now.
Well, it doesn't need to be 2. It needs to be one time.
One.
I mean, you got your recruiting period, your signing period, which, if they want to make it all in December, that I'm fine with that, because, February being like the National Signing Day, I guess you can still send out your letter of intent for that. But they've got essentially 2 recruiting signing periods, one in December, one in February. Makes no sense.
It's a total non-silent protest. Oh, well,
Why does Gutters hate us so much?
I don't know, bro.
Gutters loves us.
Oopsies.
Oh, man.
She just hates us.
Gutters hates us. Crispy Treat is offended. I mean, I think I pretty much had a successful stream so far.
Well, what about Vixen? She's still around?
Vixen, I think she's talking to Gigi about some college football stuff. I don't know. I'm paying attention.
Perhaps they're all like college.
Probably about the Beavers.
Wait, what?
She's probably, talking about her love for the Beavers.
Beavers. Wait. There's a movie scene that says beavers. We don't have stinking beavers. Something like that. I don't know what movie it's from or scene. It's a movie. I just don't know what.
All right. So before this thing comes to a close here, what else is there? What about the ladies? What do they want to talk about besides?
We should give them. Why don't one of them come up on panel and
They
tell us what they want to talk about? Why don't you guys come on up here?
Right.
I'm sorry,
change
you
the
ladies.
subject. Yeah.
Post the link again and see.
Allegedly ladies.
And look, we will do a ceasefire on any bad audio. If you want to come up here and talk.
Yeah, we've signed a ceasefire. I like that, Baker.
That was humorous.
As a founding member of the Audio Snobs, I feel like it is my duty to do the do the what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think tonight. I think it's because I'm so fucking tired. I am running on 4 hours of sleep in the last 3 days.
Same
But
here.
just like Israel, once they jump up here, we're gonna break the ceasefire and start talking about college football.
Diplomatic solution. That's what I meant to say. Diplomatic. Yeah. Wow, I am so far behind. Okay. All right. Any of you guys want to come up here and talk about it? And you tell us what you want to talk about. I don't care if it's cooking or if you want to talk about what's other things. What's another stereotype that women talk about? Taylor Swift. You guys want to talk about Taylor Swift? Come on up.
Well, if RVs come up, I'm flipping the board and we're ending this show.
But RV is kind of a manly thing. We don't want to talk about RV stuff.
Glamping. No.
How many cubic inches you got in that some bitch?
Is it true that women buy vehicles based on how many like car cup holders that are inside? Is that a true, or is that just a stereotypical
Probably.
commercial fact that they threw out there about Honda?
I have no idea on that subject, so I'll remain silent.
Like, I don't know what everybody looks into the vehicle, but
Yes,
I'm all about the tech. Like, what's the technology like? He's got some cool technology. I'm down, but like, if it's got some clunky crap from last generation, I ain't got no time for that.
Oh, you
I like
if anybody buys a car based on the cool features inside the car, like, oh, look at how the window does or the lights, and you're retarded.
I am retarded. I love it.
Me too.
And I'm autistic and all the other good stuff matched into one. And then whenever I sit inside the car, I feel at peace because I have all these cool things and gadgets to play with while I'm going down the road.
Yeah, fuck the engine, the motors, the lifters,
No,
the history, fuck all that. What has a seat that tickles my balls?
Exactly. What can it do for me?
Wait,
I don't care about safety. I don't care about none of that stuff. Can it drive me while I podcast on YouTube? That's what I want to know.
Oh, you mean like a Tesla's?
No, there's other vehicles that can do it now. GM's got their own thing. Ford's got their own thing.
Okay.
Just get a Lexus, baby. You don't have to worry about it.
You got to get the GG model of vehicles to be able to get that. Like, you got to have gutters money to do it, but all of them have their own version.
Bro, I want to get those vehicles can drive them own selves, and all. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's electric and stuff, but me just taking a nap while it drives itself. Yeah, that's pure heaven.
That's dangerous.
Oh, I triggered Crispy. I mean, they're the ones not wanting us to talk about college football. I thought they were stereotypical man things. Like, oh, you men just want to talk about dumb college football.
All right.
Yeah.
Just go
Candles.
Bait freezer out, okay?
Real Housewives of San Antonio.
Whoa, wait, what? Sorry. I don't want it. Sorry.
What are you talking about? What, I swung that way? What are you talking? What did I say to make you listen? I am giving this disclaimer right now. I am running on almost no sleep. I'm kind of just spitballing. So if I say something incriminating, yeah, that's on me.
And by the way, Gutters, also AK Agent 47. No matter how much you reach down into your little bag of hate, we hate you more.
No.
I just can't believe she fired up Starlink just to come up here and troll us from the camp.
Know it,
Starlink is still going.
I love Gutters.
Oh yeah. Oh, you. Gutters. Okay. All right. I see where she's going with this. All right. I might have said it in that word, but what I mean is, I want to play on my phone while I'm sitting in the driver's seat.
Look at that. Crispy got her brakes fixed. How about that?
Is that the topic we're going to talk about? Is brakes?
No, she was just saying. Remember we were trying to tell her to go get her brakes fixed. She did.
Oh, I do remember having that conversation. Yeah.
She was doing the Freddie Flintstones or what?
No, she was explaining what she was having problems with, and then I think Trial and Fools was like, "Yeah, you need to go get your brakes changed."
Well, the funny part, she'll show us the receipt, and we'll end up having to tell her that she only got an oil change, and they didn't do anything to the brakes.
Okay, stop the presses. What has the girl went to court yet for peeing outside?
Yeah, she got 3 to 5 years in Gator Alley in Florida.
Yeah, but she has to spend it in the urinal.
That's down bad.
See, that's what that works for. People like Gutters. That Alcatraz Gator, that works for people like Gutters. She's like, fuck them. Put them in a snake pit. Put them in a lion's den. Fuck them. That's what that plays to. There's a market for that, and that's Gutters Pub.
Right. That's where they talk about that stuff.
Right.
I still want to know.
Don't speak English? Go to the pits.
Oh, the pits we do. I don't know, man. That's
What
funny.
do they call it? Alligator Auschwitz? Is that the other thing they're calling it?
Oh man, it's so bad.
Stop.
It's such a bad optics, man. So shitty.
What the shitty part is how they're just going on TV. Is like, yeah, this is where we put people at. If you're not from this country, you get rounded up, you get put here. It's got air conditioning.
Get on Twitter, it's just everybody posting memes of like people getting eaten by gators. Like,
Ouch.
Well, you know, they actually have, before they go inside and put in a cage, they do have up to that point to say, okay, send me here. I'll voluntarily deport. And
where do you get all this information? I want to know.
I watched them say it right there on TV when they was doing the walkthrough. You know, and the guy that was built the joint was running the joint, and I think it was, in fact, it was the Secretary of State that they had the chance to walk out of here and go get on a plane and self-deport with our help. You know, you don't have to be locked in cages. You're not, if you're illegal, you got to go. If you're not wanted for something else.
Yeah, but don't you think that was like what we all voted for was for the 12 million people in the last 4 years? Majority criminals first, all that stuff. Not people who've been here for 22 years or 17 or 18.
Dude, there's parts of it's gonna suck. I know. I'm not in control of that. I have the same heart you got. I feel the same way you do. I'm not total. Just bomb everybody in a circle, and then we don't have to worry about it. Okay, come on, man. Lighten up. Mr. Duggar loves everybody. You know that. And I pray for them, and I really do, because but they made a bad choice, and a lot of it is, I think a lot of it is there were some terrorists snuck in here,
Of course,
and that worries me. My daughter's gonna have to live in this world, even if I got a short timer. So I hate that y'all have to deal with that situation, but that's what's going on.
Yeah, the PDF, the criminals, PDF first, criminals, all those, sleepers, yeah, all those guys first. That's all it should be. That's all it should be. When it comes across their desk, oh well, he fucking works at Taco Cabana, and he's been working there for 17 years, and he pays taxes, and he rents a home, and his kids are in junior high.
Yeah, leave him alone.
That paper should be balled up, thrown in the trash, and gone. And hey, all right, let's find the bad guys first.
Yeah, the ones that are doing the sex trafficking, the ones that are doing all the drug running. Yeah, see ya. Which I think that they also, and I don't have kids, so if I'm about to say something completely fucking stupid, set me correct. But when you filed your taxes, you didn't have to prove you had children or anything. You can just put however many number of dependents down on the taxes and be like, yeah, I got 6 kids. Where's my $3,500 per kid? That's the thing.
Well, you can, but it'll come back to bite you eventually.
Well, if they audit you, right? How are they going to know unless they check?
Well, I paid somebody. Oh shit! This is 2000. It's probably like 20 years ago. I paid somebody to do my taxes. One of these companies, where they totally fucked them. I just trusted them. I was like, okay, cool. They put all kinds of shit on there for me to get the max return. I was like,
oh
yeah, this is pretty high. They're like, no, that's right. It's just I didn't. 20 years ago, I didn't really pay attention. I just said, here, do my taxes.
Right.
To whatever fucking company. Now I know, because about 7 years later, IRS came back to me and be like, hey, you owe us about 10 grand after penalties. I was like, God damn it.
Well, the reason why I say this, because I think in the new bill, if you want to file for child tax credit, you got to put their social security number down. Is that accurate? I don't know. That's just rumor on the street.
Is what now?
And then allegedly, if you want to file, you want to get the child tax credit, allegedly, you have to put their social security number down.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you've always had to do that.
See, I don't know this. I don't have a kid, so
like if you're married You claim them together, and if you're divorced, if one person has all like 100% or the majority custody, they can claim the kid. But if you have split custody, you take turns filing the kid, like 1 year.
Well, if that's in the divorce decree, right?
Well, yeah, you can do it either way. I mean, that's really not up to the divorce decree. That's kind of up to the people. But you can't claim them at the same time if you're divorced. Some people do, right. And they get the money, and they'll just say, "Oh, fuck it, I'll worry about it in 2 years when they figure it out." You know.
I'm going to bed. Good night, y'all.
Hey, have a good night, Nate.
Good night, Nate.
Good night.
Let's see, we got friction in here. Okay, all right. Will you woman explain to us the topics we need to be discussing?
She comes up with a Georgia Bulldog hat on.
Well, yeah, that might not be. That could be anything. That G could mean anything. Could be a Goodwill for all we know.
Friction, are you there? Oh, she's muted. You're muted, lady.
Oh.
Bye bye, love.
Look what you did.
She went to unmute and she clicked the X button. What's up, Holy? Thanks for showing up.
So I saw Crispy say that she had to pay a $150 fine, but what did she plead no contest to keep it all and then pay the fine and then like have like this set up to where if you're don't get any tickets or get in trouble in the next 6 months, it'll just disappear from your record? Or is this going to follow her for a while? Is she going to be known as the P Bandit?
Wow. And on to other news.
I just happened to see her comment when I was scrolling through. I know I shouldn't be reading all the comments, but
I'm trying to figure out what everybody's saying. That's exactly right, Crispy. What did Crispy say? Honestly, none of them really have a true housewife life. Lots of housewives, none of them are like those ladies.
They have come in with judgment against P. Diddy.
And didn't he get to walk?
Man, that's such a scam, dude.
Man, Johnson & Johnson's just fucking rubbing their hands, watching their profits go up now.
Yeah.
The prosecutor is James Comey, daughter.
Yeah.
Just like with Ghislaine. That was a total farce. A lot of people called it that are always right. I don't know why I took this opportunity to not believe them, but they were right again, just like everything.
I don't even keep up with, this country. I'm going to go on this just a small rant for a second. This country's court system is so fucking fucked. The way that we do the jury selection, the way that everything gets politicized and social media, we honestly, and I'm being serious about this, we need to change the way that we do our jury selection. We need to change the way that the juries listen and see the trial. Because everything is politicized the way it is, because this used to be a thing, in the 90s, 80s, 60s, 70s, whatever. Now that it is, they need to, sure, have your jury selection, but the jury should come into a room and they should never see the defendant at all. They only get to know that the defendant 1 and defendant 2, if there's multiple. You don't know their gender, you don't know the color of their skin, you don't know their name, you don't know nothing. You just listen to the facts and you listen to the arguments, and then you make a decision based on that. Because anymore nowadays, people have information on these trials before they even go to trial. They already predetermined, or there are some people that do predetermine their thoughts just by, because if you look at somebody who's like, oh, this guy looks homeless, so he probably did do this to this one person. Like there's a lot of prejudgment because of social media. We need to change the way. Maybe I'm crazy for saying that, but that's just my opinion.
No, if you get Nancy Grace on your case, you're fucking guilty.
Exactly.
You're guilty. She's going to convince all, she's going to you're done before your trial even starts if that bitch ever gets a hold of your case, because she's 100%. Everybody's guilty who gets arrested. Everybody's guilty.
But
And
does that make sense?
it's all based on emotion. It's all crazy shit.
I mean, does it make sense though? Does it make sense to say, hey, juries, now you're going to go into the sealed room. You'll have a camera on you, so the courtroom can see what's happening in the jury selection, but you can't see the defendant. You don't know any information other than here are the facts of the case, and it is up to the prosecutors to prove beyond reasonable doubt that there is this happening. And the burden of proof has always been on the state in those cases, but that it like even like whenever I get selected for jury, and I hate jury duty, I just hate it, but that's my civic duty. I got to go do it. I look at these cases and like we're all just setting out these panels. We're letting these lawyers, pretty much interview us. They're making their jury selection, and at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, well, they ask us a question like, do you know anything about this case? Preliminary, like, well, yeah, we do. It's on social media. We know what this is about. We see it in the newspaper, like such and such was arrested, accused of blah, blah, blah. Like, we know the facts that were printed in the news. It's already tainted. And the only reason why we know the facts is because they named the person in the article. So of course we know this information. They just need to just leave that information out, in my opinion. Leave it out and just say defendant 1, defendant 2, defendant 3, whatever, accuser 1, accuser 2. There's no need to use gender, race, any of that nonsense. Remember, if justice is really blind, why not make it blind and do it that way?
Yeah, this Diddy trial, it's just basic mob type stuff. We've seen it before in the 60s, 70s, especially the 80s with RICO trials and all that stuff with the mob. That's all that shit is. The noise became too loud. There were ex-rappers going on YouTube shows and podcasts talking about it. It became too much to hide. And so they had to do something. He has all this evidence, videotape, just like Epstein. He's videotaped this shit. He's got audio. He's got this, that, and the other. So they bring some charges to get him, bring him in. So that prosecution in New York with James Comey's daughter can go collect all the videotape evidence, everything involved, do a shitty prosecution. He doesn't talk. He keeps quiet like a good boy. And they get a not guilty verdict, and they take all the evidence they have and they destroy it, and nobody will ever get found out about it. This is old mob shit. This has been done before for decades. This is nothing new.
Hey, did you ever see him stressing in that trial? I mean, not that I watched a whole lot of it, but anytime I saw anything on the news or any of the photos or anything, he just sit back, chill. You're exactly right. This was mob shit all over again.
He was a Fed. He was a Fed informant. He was doing that for the Fed, just like, Epstein was for him and Mossad. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
he was playing everybody. I think Epstein was a little more sprouted out than Diddy, but Diddy was, had to watch from the corner.
Ghislaine gets In-N-Out burger sent to her from the jail. Okay, this is all a joke. And this is my favorite about the Q-tards on Twitter. They think, oh, this is 14D chess, that he got put on trial, found not guilty, but that's the secret plan to get all the information, and then we'll really find out. It's just all retarded shit.
Psychops.
Yeah, you all got played. Hey, fucking rich people ain't going to jail.
You trying to tell me I'm a Q-tard?
No, I was talking about Q-tards. Do you feel guilty?
Actually, I think there is some validity in it. Some. I think it's a psych-out too, but I think it is. If you don't realize we were actually under a continuity of government, and that there was an overthrow of the United States, I don't know what to tell you by now. They're still battling it out.
All right. Well, speaking of Diddy parties, we got the expert on tonight.
Speaking
What are you
of
doing over here? All right,
What great-
I just popped on Homegrown Cowboys for a minute, and they were talking a bunch of shit over there, and I told everybody to come over here. So welcoming everybody coming over here. Do appreciate everybody. Make sure you sub up to LW's channel.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, welcoming everybody. So what are we talking about? It better be something exciting because I told these people we would not disappoint. So what do we got going on?
Well, we're just kind of laughing and joking about everything. We did a little bit of college football talk, joking about Diddy, a little politics, a little making fun of Crispy Cheat and Gutters and Friction in the chat. It was fun.
Oh shit! I love making fun of people. This
Well,
is great.
Gutters Pub. There she says at the bottom, camping.
Yeah. She literally fired up her Starlink just to come on here and troll us.
Wait, so Gutters Pub is over there like glamping, firing up her Starlink, and now she's got to come over here and like troll us?
Yeah, she's making us peasants feel like peasants.
And
Yeah,
she
look
went-
at that.
And she
There's
went.
Homegrown. Thank everybody, Homegrown Cowboy. He, sent his people over here. So
Appreciate that,
thank you,
brother.
Homegrown Cowboy.
She came in while we were talking football too.
Well, of course, Gutters comes in while we're talking football. She absolutely secretly loves talking college football.
That's what I said earlier. I mean, she is MIA. And then as soon as we start talking college football, she pops up. College football sucks.
Yeah, thanks, Gutters.
On my show last week, the only time she talked is when the only time she spoke is when we talked about college football.
Yeah, that was just a bitch about it. Typical woman.
Friction. We got it figured out.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
I think I got it figured out.
All right, there you go.
Sounds great.
Holy
Does
shit.
it?
Well,
What's okay? Something's echoing a little bit.
we have
right?
a ceasefire. I can't say anything.
Right. We can't break our ceasefire now.
It's like it's totally cool. What do I need to do? What do I need to
Here,
turn down?
Baker, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink. You help the lady out here.
So you also,
Mansplain her audio.
I will.
I thought this was like the Audio Snob Network, and now we're, Friction. Yeah, how many times have we been over this?
Yeah, I mean probably 1,000. I think I'm echoing, right?
No,
you're not.
you're not.
Okay.
Are you echoing inside your own head? Your own earphones?
Yes.
Okay, I would turn down your headphones in just a little bit. I'm trying to bring up your. Okay, here's your. That's a funky soundboard.
Yeah, it's a K800.
Yeah.
Came from Fools.
Yeah, maybe I need to start giving away better things. So I'm working on that, Yeah.
I didn't say
what I mean?
I said it was funky. It's got a bunch of lights on it.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I didn't say it
the
was
more
bad.
Chinese it is, the more lights it has. I mean, that does go into effect right there. The more Chinese it is, the more lights it does have.
I'm just reading the Amazon stuff. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing exactly what you said, and I'm seeing look at the dynamic multicolor gradient line.
I know it's probably got that feature where it's built in where you hit the button and it has like a bunch of like Korean girls laughing. It probably comes with that already built in.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a knob on there to turn the headphones down.
Yeah, there is the monitor.
Where's the monitor? And maybe I'm looking at it. Oh, I see it right there.
It's closest to the big knob on the left.
Yeah, just turn your monitor down a little bit and see if it stops the echo. That's all
Okay,
That's all I can tell you.
But I'm not
microphone's
echoing
fine.
to you guys though, right?
No, you're not echoing to us. Well, what's happening is you're probably listening to the audio from your computer and not the soundboard. And
No, I actually, Baker corrected me that it's supposed to be, actually everybody corrected me earlier. It's supposed to be plugged into the soundboard. So then I had to go into my settings on my computer. I didn't have to get an OBS or whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, I got it working now.
as long as you didn't have to get an OBS, then we're on the sun.
So the thing is that really pisses me off though is that I have like a button that says applause and like laughing, and there's like some buttons that I can record my own custom one. But when I play them for you guys, like if I press it right now, I just pressed applause a minute ago. You guys didn't hear anybody clapping, did you?
No.
So why don't those work?
That could be a number of issues, and there's probably ways to pipe that through your USB, because how it works is you're talking to us on mic. The mic goes into the soundboard, and the soundboard changes that analog to digital conversion into your computer via the USB-C cable. So there's probably a setting. There's probably some software somewhere.
One thing I will say is I did send a bunch of people over here. Yeah, they're probably not techie nerds. You got an opportunity right now to talk about something else. We can hear your friction, but yeah, you know.
We got it. No tech bullshit.
Yeah. So a lot of these people probably weren't tuning in to talk about like how to figure out how to use a soundboard. But if you want to continue on with that, that is totally.
I wasn't trying to turn the entire conversation of the night. As long as it sounds good to you guys and I'm not echoing, that's fine.
We hear you loud and
clear. To figure out the applause.
We hear you loud and clear. So what are you up to, Baker? How you doing?
Just getting back from travel, lots of travel, changing flights, flying elsewhere. Yeah, I'm finally back home.
Now, are you back home for like what's the period of time? Or you got to hit the road again here in like 2 or 3 days, or what?
No, I'm here till at least August. I'm
oh
here.
No, we got you.
Yeah, you got me for a few weeks.
I was telling people earlier about the figuring out the mix minus thing, bringing in callers and all that kind of jazz like that. How we've been working on that.
Well, hold on, we're not supposed to talk techie stuff.
Well, okay.
You're right. don't talk tech.
Touché, sir. Touché.
I love when things backfire on him.
I know you love that friction. You love to see me fail. I know you do.
Reverb.
Plus, nobody knows what the mix minus stuff is except you and I.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody else smart enough to know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't say that out loud. But yeah, we do welcome in everybody else. So thanks for coming in here. Thanks for tuning in. We really do appreciate you being here. LW, you're back with us, right?
Yeah, I've been here. I think I actually said something a second ago.
Oh,
you did.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay. So,
no, but yeah,
what you got for your fourth? How we did this earlier in the show and the greetings and salutations and everything. But what'd you do on your fourth? How was your fourth, sir?
My 4th of July was fun as hell, man. We went over to some friend's house. We thought we had 3 parties to go to, but the first one was so much fun. We showed up late to the second. We couldn't get to the gate to the other one because it changes periodically. So we ended up watching fireworks from another place, and it was actually really fun. Saw a lot of old friends. Had a really good time. Watched some cool fireworks. Then tonight we went over and we started playing poker. And had a great time. Mrs. Fools, unfortunately, Mrs. Fools. So we go into a game. She's like, I ain't got no money, so I get my money out, and of course, I got to get like the change on the kitty. I got to get the change on the kitty out, and I give it to her, and I'm like, all right, here's your buy-in, here's your blah blah blah. Well, yeah, okay, now she's walking up to the microphone.
And guess what? I won. I beat everybody. I cleaned up all the chain.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, now she's got to come over and brag because, then I was like borrowing like a quarter from her, like late in the game. I'm like, can I buy back in with a quarter? And then even though I gave her the money to buy in, she was like being all stingy with that shit. She's like, this is my quarter. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me.
I like
You're not allowed to play anymore, Brandon.
Yeah. Dave and Buster's on Mrs. Fools. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
No playing cards with Mrs. Fools.
So is she a ringer?
Yeah, she is kind of a ringer when it comes to that kind of stuff like that. But yeah, she did just totally beat not my ass really, because I was out on all the things, but then she just kept winning. Taking everybody's change. She won like $9. I mean, she's going to Disneyland.
Oh, yeah. Good for you, Mrs. Fools.
How many people did y'all have playing?
How many people we have playing?
Yes. How many people? How many times I won every card game? I think I need to go to Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas. Let's do it.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'll go to. Oh, let's do it, Miss Fools.
We had about 9 people playing, so we had to play games like AC Doocy and Pass the Trash and stuff like that. I mean, we were playing circus poker, that kind of stuff. But yeah. It was fun.
You
That's
know,
what we did tonight.
not to segue into something, but we're talking about gambling. Did you see in this build where you can't claim 100% of your losses in gambling now? You can only claim 90%. So that actually kind of screws over the gambling industry a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're at a low percentage. Like these big time gamblers, they're only at a low percent anyway.
Right, but the way that the way that it is that if you spend 10 grand, but you lose if you lose 500 and you cash out 9,500, you have to pay the taxes on the 9,500. So you end up having to pay like 500 or something for taxes, and all because you played one hand or some shit. It's really jacked up, but apparently it's really screws with like the DraftKings of the world or the online poker people. And
so you mean us people that actually work every day, that doesn't affect us?
Yeah, pretty much. Only gutters.
Sorry, only gutters pub who lives, this opulent life and goes around and flies all over the world and does all these kind of fancy things. Only gutters is affected by that.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's allegedly. I don't know. I need to read that thing. Like I said, I've been disconnected from civilization for the last 4 days.
Me too, Crispy. I've won a 30-man tournament and a 60-man tournament at Coshada in Louisiana. I love.
Oh, I thought that was on Pornhub.
I did that too. Hey, I was Bonnie Blue before she kind of stole my thunder.
Sorry, couldn't resist the joke.
She had to bump it up to 500. Put me out of business.
Oh shit! So what do you do?
Friction? What about you, Friction? How was your 4th of July?
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna comment on the gambling winnings. That also, because I have some friends that do some gambling. If you have qualifying winnings, whatever establishment that you're at, they can issue you a W-2G form, and they can federally withhold up to 24% of your gambling winnings if you are making a certain amount from your winnings, which is even shittier.
So how did Vegas let this get through? And I saw another story. I think it was last week or something. How the travel to Vegas is on the decline. It has been declining now, and it's just now kind of making news. But how in the world did Vegas let this one pass through? You think that they'd be on the phone with somebody saying, "Nah, pull that crap out," because this really hurts them.
Yeah, you would think they would have some lobbyist in there.
So I actually was looking into booking a trip to Vegas, not for any slob thing or whatever else with YouTube folks, but just like my own trip with my husband. And we were going to be able to fly out there and stay at, I think it was like the Bellagio, for about $300 for our flights and to stay for one night.
Well, what that tells you is how good the economy really is. That's what it tells you. It's not about the what the Dow or the stock market, anything like that. It's what people, the regular people, and that's what that I've seen that too on Vegas. Like the hotels are pretty much empty, and it's not good in Vegas.
Yeah, but what started all this? Like, what was the catalyst? Because I don't think it was the market at all. I think that
no, I'm saying it might be. What I'm saying is the people, the regular everyday people of America, don't have the money to spend on vacations, going to Vegas and stuff like that, despite what the high markets say.
Well, I can tell you that my personal experience of Vegas, I don't have anything good to say about it. I think it's boring as shit. I know that's weird to say, but I don't like Vegas.
You mean to tell me
I don't like
everybody?
Vegas either.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me everybody on Instagram, everybody on YouTube, living their best lives isn't telling you the truth?
That's what it seems to be. It appears to be that.
Whoa, holy shit. I thought everything on the internet was real.
Yeah. Well, I used to think so too until the dead internet theory took over, and that's for a Friday show.
I'm actually just AI, fools.
You are?
I'm supposed to be.
I hope they
perfect,
improve. I
normal, just
I heard
average
Elon
woman.
Musk has been doing a lot of work on AI, so it was gonna make this improve. So Friction, I can't wait for next time we go live for trivia night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I love you, Friction. You know that.
Tomorrow I'll show you the third.
I don't
tip
know
I have
if
on my back that AI gave me.
Let me just go on ahead and throw this out right now.
I
We
have
do
6
have
fingers.
family in town. Let me just throw this out right now. I have put in no questions for tomorrow. We have family in town. We may not be doing trivia tomorrow night. So yeah, let's just throw this out there right now. So
You
just
son of a bitch.
I know.
I actually was on top of my shit this
Yeah,
week. I was
well.
going to put another round tomorrow, but I already have in 2 rounds and you're failing me.
Well, maybe we'll just do yours and call me tomorrow. Maybe we'll just figure it out. But we've got family in town, 4th of July stuff. I haven't put anything in, so I'm slacking. Maybe call me tomorrow.
I'll see what I can do then. Maybe I can wipe your ass for you just this once.
Jesus Christ.
I hope you at least do it twice. I hope you at least do it twice. But
Good night, B. Diz.
I'll go back with a wipe and some of those gloves that you put on before you impregnate a cow manually.
Make sure you snap it first, please.
All right.
So Tunica.
So as of my 4th of July, getting back to the original question, LW, I stood at the end of my driveway and I watched the house 3 houses down from me set off fireworks, because last year we probably spent like $400, $500, $600 on fireworks, and then we had a bunch of other folks that spent about the same amount, and everybody brought them over here and we set them off my backyard, and I ended up taking care of young ones that were getting hurt all night instead of enjoying the crowd. So it's like, man, I ain't doing that shit again. So I watched somebody else's fireworks, and
so what you're saying is there wasn't any adult interventions.
Oh,
he almost said entertainment. You notice that he said adult entertainment. He almost said adult entertainment. You got that right.
Watching kids blow their fingers off is hilarious. No, I didn't.
No. I was getting drunk and dancing in the road while the fireworks were going off and cars were going by.
Damn.
But
adult entertainment, Mr. Duggar.
I understand. I caught that one, son. I said you couldn't slip it by me if you tried twice.
I was looking for some fun to find on YouTube, but I didn't really see a whole lot going on.
What, we're not fun? Are you not entertained?
No, I meant last night.
Oh.
Last night I was kind of bored. My husband went to bed early, and my daughter is like all up in the VR and shit. You know how teenagers are. They're like
VR. Is that virtual reality?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do much yesterday either. I didn't have my kids for the first time ever for 4th of July, and everybody I knew was either out of town or family was busy. Like it was the first boring 4th of July I've had in a while.
Yeah, I agree. Like I'm used to doing something, going out, or even setting off fireworks in my own backyard, which I forgot that we did have some like Roman candles and sparklers and like little driveway things in our kitchen.
Like I got all the snakes and sparklers on you kids.
Whisker do's and don'ts.
What do they call those chasers?
The whistling bungholes.
Well, there's those chasers. What do they call those?
No, slow down, cowboy.
Send them bottle rockets down the well to get them squirrels.
Oh my god, we shoot fish with them.
Hey, fools, were you listening earlier when Duggar admitted to doing a commercial?
No, I was not.
Duggar, we're trying to. Our goal, Baker and I's goal, is to find this commercial. In the late 70s in Texas, he used to sell satellite.
Late 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
Well, let's hear it.
To be determined. But he did a commercial for Star Trek satellite dishes, and we're trying to find the commercial.
Oh, Duggar did this. So he's like Ricardo Montalban with.
No, I was Captain Kirk. I was Captain Kirk.
Well, you know what that means in slang, right?
Don't go there, son.
You said it's a Star Trek satellite.
No, well, the commercial was a Star Trek theme, but he was
Okay.
promoting his satellite company he was
Yeah.
signed for.
Yeah, sure, pal.
Really, it was a van. He was going around showing people how to
go live down by the river.
Only Mr. Duggar will get this reference, but you were the mattress Mac of satellite dishes.
Hell yeah. Bet you I was.
Wait, so Mr. Duggar was actually doing mattress commercials and
No. Satellite
Okay.
commercial.
Satellite commercials dressed as Captain Kirk.
Well, if was he on a mattress at least?
No. I was sitting in the chair in the command module of the Starship Enterprise, sir. I was Captain Kirk. Come on.
The green lady in the background was on the mattress.
So you are a Captain Kirk.
He was
no
George,
longer. I was stripped of that title.
He was on a mattress like George Costanza.
Y'all just want me on
George
a mattress. Y'all ain't going there with me. You know
the Art of Seduction picture that he took. Remember?
Yeah.
I want to see this so bad.
I am trying to find. I'm almost to the point where I'm going to put a bounty out there and like offer somebody $100 to find this damn thing.
I want to see this. So
I'm
bad.
to this point.
Please tell me he's wearing like a Speedo or something like that. I mean, that would only make it that much more perfect.
Well, L-Dub says that's going to be his new intro video if we can find it.
Yeah,
Oh, if
you
we
want
find
that?
it, that's
I would
my intro
love
video
it. I
for
would
Mr.
love
Duggar.
that, dude. And you should have seen. We had a copy. I don't know what happened to it of all the bloopers and shit while making it. It was just absolutely.
Wait, was there like a nip slip kind of like the thing from the Super Bowl or anything like that?
No, we were the.
So there was no wardrobe malfunctions.
He just accidentally said the
Okay.
N-word.
He's actually said the N-word.
A couple times, but it's neither here nor there. I like not tying.
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Duggar, was the
we
filming
got
of this
AI
commercial
recently.
in New Mexico,
No, it's Texas.
I was in Texas in the
Texas? Do you remember around what year it was?
late 70s, early 80s.
Hmm.
And are you able to tell us what the satellite company was? What the name of it was?
Star Trek satellite system.
Oh, actually, that's what I asked, and I thought Baker said that. No,
Well,
it was
I
just
just said it was a
Trek.
Star Trek themed commercial. That's what it was.
Exactly.
But the company, yeah.
Yeah, I just said the name of the company.
Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek Communications or whatever the hell.
Track?
Satellite systems.
Yeah,
Satellite systems, there you
he's
go.
saying Star Trek or Trek. TREK or
Yeah,
TRACK?
the show is Star Trek.
Track.
So if you're typing in, you got to go to track. Okay. All right, I'm going to dig deep into this.
We have to find this. It's now become my mission in life.
Right. If it'll take me 2 weeks, I'll find it.
I would dig that. That would probably make me cry if you actually found that. That's got my brother George in it. He was my hero.
Now, is he a Klingon as well?
No, he was actually Spock.
Okay, cool.
He was Vulcan. Or at
What did you use for the ears?
he had him some ears.
Oh, so he had like the official Spock ears. That he had.
Of course. This is no fly-by-night commercial, son.
This is big time, Baker. Shut
Yeah,
the
no, the budget was. I can
I
tell.
think it ran like 186 times or something like that.
This is goddamn Brazoria, Texas, Baker. Shut the
Brazoria
fuck up.
County.
Brazoria County. Now, Mr. Duggar, do you
Probably made
remember?
it to the Houston area. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it was probably on channel 39, channel 20, yeah, all that stuff.
See, all these new people that's come to L-Dub's channel didn't know we had a celebrity on panel.
Now you know.
Do you remember the sales pitch on the commercial? Do you remember your lines or whatever?
I know a few of them. It starts out with me as Captain Kirk going, Spock, give me a status report on your new Star Trek satellite system. And then he'd say his line. And that's it. I really can't remember. I drank a lot and smoked a lot since then.
I like it. I like it.
But yeah, it was really fun making it. It was hilarious. The outtakes was just hilarious.
Yeah, I'll cash app somebody $40 if they can find it.
That'd be just absolutely swell. Well, I tell you.
Leave it up to a woman to find something on the internet.
You ain't gonna
Dig up
You
some
didn't
dirt.
find it. There's if you found it before Baker, I don't know.
I hear a challenge.
Hmm?
Listen, how did I become like the dork of this whole fucking thing? Like,
because you're the dork.
This is a
You guys
question,
are turning him
sir.
into like a Vapion on trivia.
Listen, sir, this is a question you have to ask yourself. We cannot help you out with this.
What's up, Beard Backroads?
Yeah, I'm not hardly finding anything.
Well,
I mean, this does predate indexing on the internet, by the way.
oh, it was definitely
You also have to
pre-internet.
realize that he's not giving us an exact year, so it could be anywhere from like 1976 to 1984.
Yeah, but how many?
Well, no, I was probably definitely in my 20s.
Yeah, it will be.
That could
This
still
is
be
like-
1976 to 1984 because I don't know exactly how old you are.
79.
Mr. Duggar throws this out like, when did Burt Reynolds reach his peak? And we have to guess that date, in time.
I was just a
And,
meteor.
basically
like-
he's like right about there at the same time Burt Reynolds reaches peak. We got to guess that time. So, I don't even know.
Well, excuse me. I can't remember everything. Jeez, I had a good time.
That is going to be hard to find. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but it's going to be hard to find. Local TV in the Houston area in 1977.
LW, do you mind if I play Mr. Duggar's latest commercial?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Mr. Duggar he is quite famous. Even, our favorite Kathy Griffin has, definitely gone behind him and shouted him out. So, here you go.
And keep having as many Duggars as possible. So it's going to be a Duggar America, everybody.
There you go. Even Kathy Griffin says she's behind Mr. Duggar. Behind, I don't know, maybe she has a strap on or something. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but Kathy Griffin even supports Mr. Duggar. So,
And she's the kind of chick your dad warned you about that you'd meet in a bar some night, so. Keep 3 of them handy, you know what I mean? So your dog will respect you.
oh Lord, LW, how you doing, brother? Thanks for having me
man.
on. That's all I got to say. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for showing up, buddy. I appreciate it. Hey, Crispy, I have a funny story about Burt Reynolds. This is like 15 years ago. My family, they do like a dirty sound. Everybody, everybody buys gifts for the kids at Christmas time. But for each other, they have a little thing where they everybody just, $20, $15, go buy a shitty gift, Bad Santa or whatever it's called. And it was just all horrible gifts. But somebody went to like a dollar store and bought like a old ass Burt Reynolds autobiography. And somebody opened it. You know how you can steal or pass on or whatever. But all the women fought for the Burt Reynolds. Like they were getting mad at each other for the Burt Reynolds biography. It's pretty funny.
And they could steal or get a present.
Right. All the women were trying to steal the Burt Reynolds book.
Yeah. We played that Barbara's Company.
It's a pretty good memory there.
Burt Reynolds used to own a house that's about 20 minutes, or well, really about 5 minutes up the road from my sister-in-law's house, and about 20 minutes up the road from me back in the day. And he used to do the filming for a lot of his stuff, like 20 minutes south of me.
Let's just be honest, Friction. Okay, you are a woman. Let me ask this question.
Yes.
Okay, so you're a lot younger than Burt Reynolds, but you still know that about Burt Reynolds. But like, put yourself in the time frame of Burt Reynolds. You're a single woman. I mean, Burt Reynolds was like he was like the first like playgirl model or whatever. like, okay,
His
Friction.
pants
As
were
a,
always too tight.
well, as a woman though, like, put yourself into that time frame.
Probably why
Would
they
you
like
have thought Burt Reynolds was hot?
I mean, I think that Burt Reynolds, I can still appreciate, no matter how old the guy is. Like,
Well, he's dead, but yeah.
but I'm saying,
I mean, I hope you're not digging him up and
shit.
then pumping them or
Is
nothing.
I know. I was talking about Dominique Wilkins earlier, but Burt Reynolds is dead. Damn. Good thing
I'm
I
pretty
got
sure he
Dominique's
is.
number still.
He
Yeah,
died.
he-
And my name is Earl, so I figured it's mine.
Shit.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Was it the
well, that
Fu
was
Manchu
all
that
right.
did it for you? That's what I want to know.
Smokey and the Bandit, like that time, like, yeah, he's a good looking dude.
All right, there you go. She says, yeah, okay. So,
Oh, and also Gunsmoke.
No, Friction. I want to revisit this. You just said in the chat. You said you got Dominique Wilkins' phone number. He gave you his number, or you gave him your number?
No,
did
he
this-
gave
how
me
did
his
this go?
number, and it literally
That's
stayed on
that's
my.
how I thought it went.
No, he gave me his number.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So how did that occur? How did that happen?
Oh, well, because our daughters were in the same class, and I ran into him one day at Home Depot because he lives just right up the road from here, and I was just like, "Hey," it's like my daughter recognized you, and when she realized that you're big time famous and that you played for the Atlanta Hawks, she really wanted to meet you. So it's like, "This is my daughter," and he was just like, "Oh yeah," and it was like, "She's in class with your daughter so and so," and he's just like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Well, yeah, you should have you sometime," and he's like, "Take my number and you can bring your daughter over and the girls can play."
You realize he was hitting on you, right?
But I mean, I was the one that sought him out.
who, Burt
can you-
Reynolds?
No, Dominique Wilkins.
Can you text him and get him on the show? I need some guests.
Yeah, can you text him right now?
Look,
Tell him you're hitting on him. Yeah,
I
let's
swear to
bring him on
God, the
right now.
funniest thing is that I put his number on the fridge, and whenever my husband looked at it, and he was just like, "You were never gonna call him, so I'm gonna throw this away." I'm like, "Don't you freaking dare! I will cut off your damn fingers." Put that back on the fridge, and I literally kept it on my fridge for about 7 years, and he ended up throwing it away on me about a year and a half ago.
I mean, I get it. Yeah.
It's just like, look, how many people just have like, a famous sports player celebrity just with their phone number.
But you have my number and you don't ever brag about it, but whatever.
Nobody's
I mean,
putting
I
your
br-
fucking number on their fucking freezer.
I brag about other things that I have
You'd be
on you.
surprised, LW. You'd be surprised. Normally,
But
it's
web.
because they already thought I was dead, but yeah,
I brag about having a friend with a 40-foot piss stream.
Uh-huh.
What are we talking about?
No, she's bragging about my prostate again. Yes. Thank you very much, Friction. Thank you very much.
They can freeze as it's pissing.
hmm
like little
She's the only person in the world I know
icicle
that
shards
has
of
black.
urine landing on your
Friction
head.
is
Can
the
you
only
imagine it?
person I know that has blackmail material of me that might actually make me look good if she did show it. Otherwise, she never would have showed it, or she hasn't showed it. So,
Love it.
Oh.
yeah, you know that even in the cold, it was, yeah, we'll go on ahead. Sorry, Millis Vanillis, I didn't mean to pee all over your car. So, no.
I would love to let him take this one, but me and Hufferbilly
Are we allowed
Paul,
to call power?
we were laughing in the hallway on the doors. We were like, "Oh, damn! It must be freezing out there."
It was cold. It was like 6 degrees, I mean,
Which was-
turtle and a half shell,
That was the worst temperature change that I think that I've ever experienced in my life. The day before we showed up at 6, 7 o'clock at night, it's like 75 degrees outside, 80 degrees. It's warm, it's beautiful. And by 1 o'clock in the morning, it is literally a blizzard outside. It's like 5 degrees, and the freaking snow is blowing in so fast sideways that you can't see shit.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning, it was like 20 degrees in a blizzard. 4:30 in the morning, Friction and I were still hanging out drinking beer together. Yeah, it was bad come 4:30.
Yeah. I remember Slim Shady Kane's running out to his car at like 4 o'clock in the morning because he's like, shit, my sunroof. Oh my God.
Yeah, he left his sunroof open because it was so hot when they got there. He forgot to close it, and it turned into a goddamn blizzard that night.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, he had like a foot of snow in his fucking car.
I bet it's always 6 degrees for Slim Shady.
Yeah. I love Slim.
I don't know if my mind is just taking that to a bad place.
No, you got the joke. I guess everybody else on panel is stupid.
Yeah.
Probably. I will be that person.
I'm trying to figure out why you guys are worried about snow and being cold. It sounds like a very southern problem.
Let's see. When it was 80 degrees the night before, I was thinking that it was going to be like that throughout the weekend. And I showed up, which, by the way, that was my first year actually competing in the Slab Olympics. And I won Best Dressed, even though that was the first year. So they didn't have any award or...
Who you dressed as? A pregnant Alabama cheerleader?
I know, yeah, and
My favorite outfit of all time
depending
in the
on
Slab Olympics.
the warm weather. I wanted the warm weather, and I was out there in a fucking mini skirt and like a half shirt.
Hey, you were pregnant Alabama's cheerleader.
And running out in the snow.
It was awesome. It was funny as hell.
I straight up looked like white trash.
I loved it.
Wasn't that the point?
I know.
Who doesn't love white trash?
That's
I mean, isn't that
exactly.
what
I
we're here
was
for?
like, this is feeding into my costume so much. I look like white trash because only white trash dresses up in the most skimpiest shit to go out in public when it's like literally 20 degrees outside.
That is insane.
It was so much fun though. So much fun.
My costume was perfect. I should have been Bigfoot, and I had like 3 layers on underneath. It was a Bigfoot costume. I was sweating. Everybody else was freezing. It was great.
I swear to God, you and there were a couple of other people though that had like a full body costume that I was just like, man, that's bullshit. They obviously planned for this. They really looked into the weather. They were following these weather patterns coming in. I was like, they planned this on purpose. And I said, and I didn't look into shit. I'm out here freezing my ass off, which thank God they had that little heated room that was like an indoor pool. Everybody was in there just like huddled up together, just like, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, and you remember everybody caught COVID after? That was fucking hilarious. It was like in this steam room where it was like, we all went like, all right, we're going to take over the pool. It was like an indoor pool and it was like steam coming off and everybody went into this. This was like at the peak of COVID and everybody ended up leaving. I'd already had it like 5 or 6 times. I don't even know. I don't buy into it, but everybody else left out of there and was like, you know, everybody was sick and, you know, and like 3 days later, nobody died. It's all good.
Do you remember what those walkways were like around that pool though? I mean, we had probably 60, 70 people in there at the most at once.
Oh yeah.
That's all we could fit because the walkway was only about 8 foot wide all around the pool. And then you're like standing up against a window or a door. So I'm like, everybody's all up in each other's space. And I think they blamed VicTube on that, didn't they? Didn't they say Vic?
Of course we're going to blame
Passed
everything
out
on
the
VicTube. Yeah, VicTube did it all. He got us all sick. Yeah, F that VicTube guy. He got us all sick. All your fault, VicTube.
Have to do better next time.
At least they saved the baby.
Nobody, or I don't think anybody's laughing about catching COVID. I think the whole COVID thing in general is almost a joke, though, because
No, don't
As
get
soon as-
LW started on it. Look, LW got like 7 jabs, and he is totally like, he's very much on the left. So
Wait a
we have to
second.
watch out for that.
wait a second. We don't talk about this much. Actually, who does have the jab here?
LW.
I know Fools doesn't.
LW got like 7 of them.
Seriously?
LW's not here. He went out and smoked a cigarette.
Yeah, I was
So,
going to say,
you
he's
can
going and
talk
pissing
shit.
off the porch.
Mr. Duggar got at least 5 jabs.
Mr. Duggar doesn't share his medicals with everybody out there. Thank you very much. I advise you get to it either. Wink, wink. Not allowed to know what I mean.
No. Sorry, I wasn't trying to break any HIPAA laws for you.
No, it ain't. I'm just kidding. Bet you
What
knew
are
that.
hippo laws anyway?
It's HIPAA.
Hippo.
Well,
Don't
it's like
get near them.
HIPAA laws are where if you're too fat, you need to stay in the water.
Right, exactly. And not go out into the sun or exercise. Just take all these shots. Those are
Take a
hippo
good mud
laws.
bath.
Those are hippo laws, right?
Oh, y'all can all kiss my ass. You know that right now.
Well, you're the big, fat, handsome,
I
fat
am
man.
the handsome fat man, but I am fat, and I find it offensive, and I'm going to cry like a liberal here in a minute. But y'all keep throwing so much salt.
Shit.
Oh, dude, my hide's tough as a rhino. What you
Been
talking
getting
about?
in your feelers, are we?
No, none at
I'll
all.
say hippos have tough skin, Mr. Duggar. Come on.
But I say I got tough skin.
We love you, Mr. Duggars.
Hey, what's up, TK?
DK.
Look at that. We got TK in there. We had all kinds of people. Beer and back rows, crispy treat.
Yeah, it's been a good crew tonight. Good crew tonight.
Outlaw. Oh, man.
I actually started worrying about Crispy there for a while. She disappeared for a minute, and I started worrying about Crispy, but I'm glad to see Crispy back. I hope everything's well, Crispy. Good to see you.
COVID exaggeration.
COVID exaggeration. Who's exaggerating about COVID?
I don't know. I didn't get COVID.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, well, when COVID came out, also nobody caught the flu, nobody caught a cold.
Friction said this, the truest thing ever to the entire show. COVID cases dropped by like 37 million for 2 years.
Flu cases.
Everybody's
Flu cases.
dying, and I was just like, wait a second, something about this seems backwards. Which I mean, some people, it really sucks, and some people in my family, they were forced to go and get whatever vaccination they were going to have to take just to keep their jobs. Me, on the other hand, I said that if I wasn't going to get a job right now, I do fine just picking up work whenever I want to pick it up. I'm not fucking getting jabbed to keep a job, because it seems like you guys are just forcing this out for people to have to pay for a vaccine. And that's why you guys are highly inflating the numbers of people that are dying from COVID
Well,
when nobody else has died from anything this year. When all those flu numbers, all those.
But we
even
have to be
people that
careful
get
what we
colds.
talk about on
Well,
YouTube.
there's people that
LW's channel is in a new channel.
Allegedly.
I do remember catching the flu every year, and I haven't caught that in like 4 years because I've only caught COVID.
well, COVID, that's like an old thing. I think YouTube has changed its rules because of everything that's come out. It's like
You still got to be careful.
it's not really a conspiracy theory anymore. But and this is this is safe for YouTube, but it is a true thing. My ex-wife was a RN in emergency room. The hospital told them for a year and a half, do not test for flu for a year and a half. She tested 0 people for the flu in a year and a half because the hospital told her to. So that is a true thing. YouTube
well.
can fact check me if they want. But.
Yeah, they probably will, but they don't have to fact check you. All we know is everybody make sure you get as many jabs as you possibly can. Just take everything the government ever wants to give you. So that is the advice right here from LW's channel. So
Do not listen to this man. He's been drinking. It should be taken
What
as
a
entertainment
what a
purposes
bunch of
only.
morons that lined up in the streets and were like rushing out to get some experimental fucking thing. But
Gimme.
yeah, Jesus Christ.
And told you that theirs won't work unless you get one too.
Oh yeah, of course.
And you,
Hey man, crackheads exist,
Yeah,
don't they?
this is the
How many
best.
crackheads
This
run
is
the
the
street?
best. Hey, well, wait. LW just said it perfect. This is the best thing you can ever get, but nobody else's will work if you don't get it too. So, yeah, this is perfect. Like, trust the science, motherfuckers, and they scream at you and say, "Trust the science, trust the science." Yeah.
Hey, we're trying to
None
keep
of
this a
this
clean
stuff.
channel. We can't
to
talk
a
about
person
science.
that profits off
No,
making-
I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about. I mean, there's certain things you can and can't. The conversation can go wherever it goes. It's not that big of a deal.
I'm just,
I mean,
I
just
do
teasing
trust the
fools
science.
back.
I would like to see all y'all please go get vaccinated for your nighttime tomorrow.
I will. Just for you.
Thank you.
I've said it once and I'll say it
Because
again.
you have to do it, so I don't have to. All right, thank you.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. When has the government ever told us the complete truth? Name
Many
one
times.
time.
Well, at one time, Biden said he had created the biggest fraud operation ever put together. He actually, he kind of let that slip at a Freud moment,
When Biden also talked about the kid at the pool that ran their hand up his leg and watched the
corn
hair
pop.
fall.
Corn pop.
Corn pop.
I'm
Corn
just
pop. The
saying.
roaches.
Yeah.
He called black
And
people.
his hair stood up.
He called
And it
black
was
people.
black-
He called black kids roaches on, and the media didn't say anything. And they went under the water and they rubbed my legs.
What the?
And my
Man,
hair
It's the
stood up.
craziest thing ever.
Were blonde and glistening in the sun.
Oh my God.
Well, I thought it was weird about his daughter in the diary. That was fucking weird.
Look at his son. His son, like, literally has a hooker freaking injected with a turkey baster of paint, has her farted out onto a canvas and sells it for $1 million.
Well, let's just be
family's
honest. So, if Hunter Biden pulled up next to you and said, "Hey, we're going to a strip club. You want to go?"
Fuck yeah.
Would anybody say no?
Yeah,
Hey,
fuck yeah.
let's just be honest there. He's a weirdo, but at the same time, I mean, would you party with Hunter Biden? Probably, yeah.
I mean, before I had kids, I'd be like, I'll be right there. Let me get my jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Put
and
my
now you have
beer-
a reputation to protect, and you don't want to get photographed with a train wreck.
Code word jacket.
No, I wouldn't party with that.
Yeah, fuck off, Mr. Duggar.
Fools is like, I would.
And my heart
party
couldn't
with
take
him.
that much crack, man. Come on.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. I mean, all those people are pieces of shit, but
He partied.
if it's consenting adults, then whatever, man, whatever.
Mm.
I'm not gonna bitch about that.
Even if it cost you $1,200 to make her consent, you know what I mean?
As long as it's an adult, then who
Or
gives a fuck
toward-
gives a damn?
Or 100,000 when it's done.
Yeah, now I have no mercy for these
Like, you
people.
did give consent,
These-
right? Last
wait,
night. Let's just make sure that you gave consent.
Let me clarify this. I have no thing. I don't think the P Diddy thing. I think the thing like with these underage people and shit like that. That's fucking wrong. But I mean, if it's a bunch of adults doing whatever the fuck they want to do, whatever. What the fuck ever.
Yeah, the P Diddy
Is that
stuff.
wrong?
No, the P Diddy stuff is just like I was saying before you came in here. It's just mob stuff. I mean, they collected the evidence. It's a show trial to get the evidence to destroy it because the rumors were getting too strong. And it's just like the 70s mob. I mean, anybody thinks that they're going to get any evidence of the Epstein or the P Diddy or the congressman or the fucking kings of Saudi Arabia and people from the Catholic Church and
why you gotta throw us Catholics in there?
I was going to say, it's always.
well, it's a big organization. Don't take offense. I mean, Just go pray about it tomorrow.
So the Jews in there too, then.
Oh, hey, you missed part of the show earlier, and you just give me time. I'll get to
All right,
them.
thank you very much. Hit on the
My
God.
hair
Jews.
is not short enough to go to the Catholic Church. I'm not wanted.
But yeah, none of these people are going to pay. You're a silly fool if you think so. It's all a show. Drink some beer, be happy, have fun with your friends, love your family, and have fun with it. And have your own thoughts. But don't count on these people. Don't count on Trump. Don't count on any of these fucking retards on Twitter. Just pay no mind to it. It's all.
Are you saying to become a prepper?
I like
Yeah,
it.
really.
I like it.
Yeah. Hey, what are you going to do tomorrow? Wake up and,
Wake up,
have
take
fun
a
with your
shit.
family, enjoy a good movie, or are you going to worry about P. Diddy trial in New York? Who gives a fuck?
Well, I like the people who are so invested in social media to where they wake up in the morning and have to find the first thing to tweet, or they have to find the first. Like, who gives a fuck about any of this nonsense? Like, if you don't have a real life of your own,
Right.
then who the fuck are you? I wake up in the morning and I think, I got to do this. I got to do that. I'm here hanging out. I got a family in town. I got blah, blah, blah. I don't, YouTube or social media or any of that is like the third, fourth, fifth thing I think about in my life.
Notice how he said third, fourth, and fifth thing that he thinks.
Well,
of.
maybe. Well, that's what I'm saying down the line.
So he wakes up and thinks about family. He thinks about, thank God I still have a penis. It hasn't shrunk down to my old age.
Yeah, it's
yet.
still big. It's still big and still large,
Wow. And then he's just like,
It
YouTube,
still works.
Twitter,
Then I check to make sure it still works.
IG.
LW, what do you have against
TikTok.
Catholics? I don't have anything against Catholic people. I have things against organized religion. And the Catholic Church is weird as fuck. Anybody who doesn't think that, like, all the murals and shit and, like,
Idols.
a lot
Murals
false
and
idols,
shit?
like, go look at some of the fucking weird shit, the fucking Vatican. It's weird as shit. Just like I can say that with, like, Kenneth Copeland, and, like, he's a weirdo. All these church preachers, like, I don't know. I find it all weird.
Can I respond?
They want
Well, I didn't really say anything.
Oh, no, I know. No, can I respond to this comment?
Right.
You got it up. Can I respond? Crispy. Yes, I get it. What is it? I don't think LW has anything against Catholics. As a Catholic, and as knowing LW as one of my bestest friends. I mean, LW's a good friend of mine. He don't get it. Outside looking in, he don't get it, so he don't understand our religion.
I do.
And well, that's just what I'm saying, and I'll leave it at that. He doesn't understand our religion from the inside looking out. And
No. Well, okay. Well, let me respond to the response.
yes, sir.
Because you made the bold statement that I don't understand Catholics. I've been around Catholics my whole life. I've been to Catholic church.
Good company. I'm glad you've surrounded yourself by good company.
But that was a bold statement. I don't understand anything about Catholicism. That was a
Fair
bold
enough.
statement. But just from what I see from the outside, it's just my opinion. There's a lot of, and it's just basic differences that I have, just like but like the TV preachers, like the John Hagee and Kenneth Copeland and Joel Osteen and stuff like that.
None being Catholic.
No, but I'll get to the Catholics.
Thank you for putting all these Protestants in
no,
the
what I'm
Catholic
doing,
argument.
what I'm doing first is insulting non-Catholics first to show you that I'm not hypocritical.
He's a overall hater. He hates everybody.
He hates everybody. You're right.
They ask you to send
Could
your
it
money
be
to God.
Satan?
And-
Could it be Satan? Remember the old church lady?
Yeah.
Send
Go
your
on,
money to
Elder.
God. Send your money to God, but they give you their address. You know what I mean?
Right. Kenneth Copeland can afford to buy a $14 million jet from Tyler Perry. Now, do you think, just using your brain,
Kenneth Copeland is a Catholic. Is that what you're telling me?
No, he's so harped on this. He's not getting it, is he?
I'm not sure. You were talking about Catholics, so please proceed on.
Okay. Well, Kenneth Copeland can buy a $14 million jet. And people think that it's just, and that's just one of his bills. That's not his house. Is
Kenny Copeland a Catholic?
He's going to keep saying
yeah, I love you.
You're right. Catholics are great. Can we move on now? Catholics are great. Catholics are the chosen people, just like the Jews and everybody else.
No, we're no Jews. I mean, look at Mel Gibson. He's going to tell you straight up as a Catholic that he doesn't like Jews.
All right. So what we've established is Kenneth Copeland is not a Catholic. So I guess prayers up for Catholics. There we go.
Thank you. Now we've come full circle. Thank you very much. Right. I will baptize you in anytime you would ever need that.
Bulls is just sensitive because he was an altar boy.
Well, he won. He stopped the subject because I don't want to talk about it
anymore. Let's get off of it.
Victory to traveling fools.
You know that.
Victory to traveling fools. He won.
I'm a dick. You know that. Go on with it. This is your show, brother. Go on with it.
Catholics are retards. How about that?
Thank you very much. I will self-proclaim my retard. I will be very glad to say I'm in that retard status.
I don't have anything against anybody, any religion. I consider myself a Christian myself, but I just don't associate. I've never been a part of team sports, like being in a clique or a cult or anything like that. I hate it. I like my own thoughts.
Yeah.
Are you talking about those hoes over there?
The what?
He's talking about hoes, boats.
It's a bad, fucking, I don't know, what would you call it, a dad joke?
Yeah.
I said, are you talking about them hoes over there? Thoughts, that's what kids say these days. Yeah, I agree with you though. I'm kind of the same way.
That was a really good joke.
Yeah. But I was never a part of any like organized group or anything like that when I was growing, which I mean, I guess you could say that I was in an organized group when I spent a year in rehab when I was like 15. And like some of the juvenile halls that I went through, like, yeah, we were kind of organized, but I never was into sports teams, and I was never really big about attending church. Although I will say one thing. When I was younger and I was struggling at home, while my dad a lot of the time was worried about me if I ever ran away, the place that I ran away to was always the church that I had grown up in with my great-grandma, my Catholic church that was really just about 3 blocks up the road from my house. But I would like literally sleep in the back of that church some nights, and like they would have all the candles and stuff lit back there. And I'm not really a big person when it comes to organized religion either. But for some reason, I always think about that. I'm like, well, I always ran back to the church. But then I think that when it comes down to it, it was always me searching for a connection that I had with my great-grandmother that I didn't have with anybody else. And I think that that's more why I was going to the church, because I felt like that was the place where me and her always were.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a funeral when I was a kid, to a Catholic funeral, and everybody was talking about they had to pay money for the church to send prayers to the Pope, so the Pope could send money to the Vatican, so the Pope could then pray for their soul to get out of purgatory. And I was like, well, this seems like a fuck. I was like fucking 7 years old, and I was like, this kind of sounds like a scam. So,
dude,
I mean, all religions have this scam, right? It's not specific to Catholics or specific to whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I swear to God, and that's always been something to me that's been strange, especially when you're in a really shitty, like I don't want to say shitty church, like wherever you want to praise the Lord, if that's what you're about. I don't want to hate on your spot, but you see some ran down, crappy ass building, and that's where you're going to attend church for the day. And you see the tithing basket coming around, and everybody is putting in a bunch of money. And you're like, what the hell did this money go to? Like, somebody's lining their pockets and not doing shit for the community or for the church that they have to house all these people that are coming in and funding you. And that happens throughout damn every religion. And yeah, that's another thing that I think is kind of crazy. Because I know people that feel like they need to give 25% of what they make back into the church.
That's
And
all ridiculous.
if you realize how there's, I'm not saying that
Please start
all
inviting
churches,
them
but
over
some of
to our
these
trivia
places
night.
are really just they're
Friction.
It's
Those
seen, it's
people,
blasted out on
please.
YouTube all the time that some of these fuckers are just scamming you. They're going out and buying a Lamborghini. They're going out on cruises.
Hey,
It's
Friction,
like,
please start inviting
thanks for
those
the
people
money.
over to our trivia night. That's all I'm
Yeah.
asking. If they're that dumb to give like everything they have to a religion or anything like that, please start inviting those people over to our trivia night because we need some money. God damn.
Shit, I want to go to those churches. I'm like, man, you're too dumb if you're giving away all that money. Like, you could actually be going and volunteering your free time that you have. You could be donating to a charity that you know that the money is going specifically to that charity and helping a certain group of people. But instead, you just hand it over to your pastor.
Yeah, like St. Jude's. You could go over there. St. Jude's, one of the most wonderful things. The only thing I ever donate money to is St. Jude's. And, you know, a Catholic organization. Let me remind you.
I'll interrupt here. I've Traveling Fools knows this. I've promoted that organization as the only one that I will ever give money to. The money actually goes to these families, these cancer kids. It's the only one that I'll ever give to. So I will say that about Catholics before I shit on Traveling Fools for being one.
There's also actually other charitable donations that you can make to other foundations that also
What's
help
better
young
than St. Jude's?
Well,
Tell me one better than St. Jude's.
I personally know that one of my counselor, when I was in rehab, my personal counselor that I had for a year, who I continue to talk to this day, that I just visited at Oakland Hospital 2 months ago when I was in California, that her daughter was born with a very rare disease. And she is, I believe, almost 12, 13 years old. She does not speak. She can't walk. She can't move her limbs the way that she wants to. And St. Jude's is not an option for her.
She has cancer?
It's not cancer.
Well, it's a cancer. It's a cancer hospital.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. He said, what is better than St. Jude's? And I'm not saying that there's something better than St. Jude's, but this little girl was born with this very rare disease, and St. Jude's did not take her to, help out, or, there's other things that children have to deal with that may not be cancer, but they are life-changing and life-altering from the day that you come out of the womb. And
well, that's kind of a tough ask for him, because now you're telling that St. Jude, a place started by Danny Thomas for this specific thing to help cancer patients, that they now have to take on every sickness on the entire world.
I'm just saying, because Fool said, what is better than St. Jude's? And I'm just saying that there are other organizations that are comparable. They're just not as big yet, because it's not as noticed that there's so many kids that are born with these really super rare diseases that have the same challenges that some of these cancer patients do. Shorter lifespans, not being able to...
So anything that is good that actually gives the money. But we do know that St. Jude's does.
But they're all Catholic ran organizations.
No, sorry about that. Y'all can hate your Catholics all you want, but we do more for the world. I'm not sensitive. I'm just talking shit. But when have I ever been sensitive?
I mean, besides right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Baker.
I love Baker.
No, but it's just with anything. I'm not trying to be a dick. I didn't mean to offend anybody. Crispy's like, "What do you have against Catholics?" And Trump was like, "What the fuck?"
We get a bad rap.
All right, let's get off the Catholic talk. So
No, I mean, basically, all I'm saying, I'll close it with this: everybody has their bad aspects, right? The Jews have their bad shit. The Muslims have their bad shit. The Catholics have their bad shit.
I thought Jews never did anything wrong.
No, Jews are probably worse than everybody. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
The Jews have all the money. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
They're like withholding us.
But that was my only point about bringing up Kenneth Copeland and stuff like that, is that everybody's got their scam running. And usually, the relationship with Christ and your spiritual nature is between you. It's not with these people, these organizations and stuff like that. And that's just my opinion. Fuck. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to say that, but I'll just say this. I don't understand. It goes against every teaching with the false god to bow to a pope and kiss his ring. It goes against every gospel in the Catholic Bible, the King James, whatever Bible you want to look at, it goes against it. But
were you going to say FC or FR?
FC.
Well, let's just be honest, LW. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It's just like everybody has their thing. But I just think everybody that's half the problems in the fucking world are about some fucking organized religions who are all flying private jets and have.
What about these? And not to interrupt, but interrupting. If you don't mind, can I?
Sure.
So what about like the biggest question of the world is, okay, so you have all these people who say, I'm Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you got like a cricket going. Okay. So are you going to are you Jewish by religion, or are you like Jewish by, because you are a descendant of Jewish people. So now all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm Jewish, so I get a pass for everything. Or are you actually Jewish? But that's the only religion that gets to play both fields of the fucking team.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, these people are like the most horrible people in the world, but they can say, I'm Jewish. So everybody just says, okay, you get a pass. And then there's the other people going to synagogue, going to, every Saturday night, they're going to the thing. They actually have the Jewish faith. Isn't there shouldn't there be a block down the difference where we can go okay, you're related to Jewish people. Okay. And I am Jewish.
So,
right?
So yeah, I know where you're going with this. It's like, okay, Ben Shapiro, he wears the yarmulke and he says, I'm Jewish. Like he's like all in religious Jew. But then there's Michael, or not him, but Sarah Silverman, who says she's an atheist, but she's Jewish and she hates the Palestinians and stuff like this, but she doesn't believe in any sort of religion. So how are you still Jewish if you are an atheist and don't believe in anything?
I'm Irish, so does that make me Catholic?
Well, there's Orthodox, unorthodox,
but she'll
just born Jew.
But she'll still claim to be Jewish by, and have all these political opinions based on being Jewish. I don't get it either,
Wait, are you Judaism is a religion? Catholicism is a religion. Being a Baptist is a religion. Methodist, whatever you want to be whatever you want. But they're the only ones. You can be a Muslim. I've got a lot of good Muslim friends. I've got Hindu friends. I'm going to say this a million times. I don't believe anybody's going to hell. I'm not condemning anybody to hell because I'm not God. These people, I think everybody has, if you're doing the right thing, you're going to heaven. But don't play this game with me where all of a sudden, just because you're quote unquote, I'm Jewish, so you get a free pass on everything. Fuck all that nonsense. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Right. And that goes to Benjamin Netanyahu, Netanyahu. Benjamin
Netanyahu.
BB.
His last name is made up. His last name is a Polish name. Everybody in Israel right now
Shouldn't it be net and not Jew?
Look,
Right.
that I think that's why Kanye
he's
West
got a
came out
Polish
and had
last
the Alex.
name.
Did you
They're
see
all
the Alex Jones interview with Kanye West?
like
where
3
he's
years
talking-
ago.
Yeah, with the zip up hoodie thing.
I don't
I
want to get
think
into Kanye. Kanye's
I'm just saying that there were certain people that saw it for what it was, because they said the same thing that you just said, that his last name was
that's a fact. He changed his last name.
made up.
Yeah.
They were like, that's why he came out with the net and the yoo-hoo. Like, he came out with a butterfly net and a jar of yoo-hoo. You're like, yeah, because you can make up anything.
My only point, it's all confusing to talk about in 2025 with Israeli people and that whole thing. You know, Mr. Dogger, you were telling me the other day about like the Gaza stuff.
Yeah.
You were like, well, they're going to go hide. They're hiding behind civilians. Do you know that the Gaza Strip is only like the size of Galveston? And it has it's like the most dense place on earth. It's got like 2.2 million people. And it's like the size of Galveston, Texas.
Well, you know, and I said I had empathy for them people too, you know, but the Hamas, you know, they don't want Hamas there, but also the Jewish, the Israelis, you know, I mean, they attacked them.
Mr. Duggar, this comes down to the thing of
they've been fighting
two
for
people
300
can be
years.
wrong at once.
Right.
Two people can be wrong at once.
Yeah, of course. You know, and a lot of them Palestinian kids that from birth are taught to hate them.
All I'm saying is, you and I have been to Galveston, Texas. Both of us. We've walked the beaches. We've fished off the coast. We've been down to Jamaica Beach. That little strip there.
Yeah.
Imagine that place with 2.2 million people.
Ooh.
How can you hide from any, or like how can you avoid like killing civilians? They knowingly do it. Like, it's fucked up, dude.
Well, they allowed Hamas in on them. They knew that Hamas was going to make them targeted. But
well, I can do a whole.
You know,
I can do a
they
whole
were given
conspiracy
time
show.
to get out.
I can do a whole conspiracy show.
They even blow them up.
I can do a whole conspiracy show about Benjamin, how he funded Hamas to stay in power. I could do a whole thing about that.
Yeah, you know, I kind of thought about that too. You know, he's got to be relevant. You know,
he's got to have an enemy. He's got to have an enemy to stay in power. Whenever his power starts to dip, he's got to have an enemy. That's why he fucking funds them in the back end. It goes back to the history of the
LW. What is his approval rating? 38%, 40%.
It was less than 20.
He's down to over 20 or under 20. So yeah,
it was less than 20, and then all of a sudden we had to go bomb Iran. And
most of the people don't want to do with that.
No, you know, the Israeli media is more adversarial to him than our media. Our media just sucks his dick. If you
here's our problem is we have one key place who is our, like, why this is our ally for all these years. I see where it was back in the day, but we're still stuck with it. This is our like ally in the Middle East and in that sector of the world. That's like we're so bought into this one place. I mean, if we bought up and left, they would crumble. It would be just absolute genocide. Israel would be destroyed. But we have to sit there and, you know, and we've bought into that. I don't know how to, you know, how we should proceed. I don't have the answers for it, but you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is our key base. That is our key thing that keeps the United States in control of the Middle East. Why we should be in control of it? Well, I guess we're the biggest country in the world. I don't have answers for it.
That's because that's where Jesus is from, and you know we all want to be able to say, "Here, this is our holy place," you know. We're going to protect it. You know?
Not really, no. But
see, there's the problem, Mr. Duggar. That's the thing. That's a false doctrine. You know, Ted Cruz kind of exposed it. We all kind of knew it. People non-Catholic, just regular old Christians who like reading the Bible and stuff like that and having faith in Jesus. Us weirdos in the corner who doesn't want war, us freaks. But Ted Cruz exposed it. Their religion, like all those TV pastors, like Kenneth Copeland. That's what I was trying to say earlier before somebody interrupted me. I love you, TF. No,
sorry about that, brother.
But these people are reading the Bible wrong. And Tucker, that's what he exposed. Ted Cruz said, that's my gift. Like, I only get blessings if I protect Israel. Their Christianity is that they're only saved if they protect Israel. And that's what Tucker asked him. He was like, well, where do you get that from? And Ted Cruz was like, it's in the Bible. And Tucker said, where in the Bible? And Ted Cruz didn't know. And Tucker told him it was in Genesis. We know Genesis in the Bible. After Genesis, there was an entire Bible written after Genesis. Like a lot of things
Exodus,
happened.
Leviticus, Numbers, right. Deuteronomy, Joshua, right. Judges, Ruth, Samuel. I mean, and you keep going, there's a lot more books.
Right. Everything in Genesis doesn't have anything to do with later in the Bible and the New Testament. Like, and he couldn't even claim the fucking verse, or he couldn't even name the book it was in.
Well,
but there's
an idiot.
He's those, and that's what he's doing foreign policy on, is that he thinks he gets special blessings in heaven because he supports Israel based off something in Genesis. He's a psychopath. And that's what our foreign policy is based on. This was my whole point earlier, is that all these people are nuts.
100%. I agree with you totally. Everybody bows down to Israel, but you know what? Most of America's problems are caused by Israel.
Well, and this notion, and I think we've known each other for like 4 or 5 years, Travel. You've mentioned it before. You've traveled around to these Muslim countries, the biggest Muslim country in the world. Are all these
Muslim friends?
Yeah. Are all these Muslims across the world really saying, I hate you all and death to you all?
No, most of the Muslim people you meet in the world, they're just like us. And you meet them, and just because that's the religion they were raised on, they're not going to hell. I've met some of the most wonderful, good friends of mine, and they're Muslims. I'm not condemning them to hell. That would be, I'm not God. That has nothing to do with me. Anybody who wants to ever be God, that's a you problem, not these other people problems. A lot of people, most people all around the world are just trying to live their best life, trying to be good people, and come out where, at the end, hope that they go to heaven and hope there is some beautiful afterlife. It doesn't matter what religion.
Yeah, most of the 8 billion people on earth are trying to feed their kids, have a nice life, and move forward. It's that's why I'm talking about social media, all this stuff, man. It can get you wrapped up into some shit that you think is real that is not real.
100%.
It's not real.
Yeah, but just like that girl on the airplane, that motherfucker ain't real.
Exactly,
Mrs. Duggan. Did we ever figure out what she actually saw?
A lizard man.
Baker pulled out his penis.
Yeah, Baker pulled out his penis.
Again.
They usually sing my praises, not scream.
Yeah, I think she actually said that motherfucker ain't big.
Well, listen, they don't normally scream when they're squinting.
That was quick as fuck.
I love Baker. Baker's the golden child. Baker's the golden child. I love Baker.
That was sweet. Nobody gets our humor except us. Obviously, I think a few more do, because there's still a bunch of people watching you, huh?
No, they fell asleep.
LW did?
No. Everybody in chat.
Crispy's still there. She's not sure she's listening.
I think they're talking about the P. Diddy trial.
Oh.
I didn't watch it.
Johnson executives are really happy about that one.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, the funny thing is people are talking about the 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and yeah, I understand that might be a little perverted, but unless they are tested and they have drugs in the baby oil that's getting into their skin and influencing their brains and getting into their bloodstreams, I don't see what's illegal about having 1,000 bottles of baby oil. As creepy as it is.
Brains.
Yeah, which I guess, I was thinking it's not illegal to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but everybody was blasted all over the media. And
How many bottles of baby oil do you have?
Well, I think he was putting liquid cocaine or like some other drug in the baby oil. I think that's why they were blowing it up.
Yeah, but doesn't that sound like fun in a weird way? And if you wanted to do that,
yeah,
shouldn't it be legal as long as everybody
great.
is consenting adults? I mean, show up at my house with some lace baby oil. See what happens.
A good time.
Right.
It was a had ball.
Wait, was it a Catholic joke? Were you going to finish it?
Touche, sir.
I couldn't help myself. Old wasn't around for that one either.
Yeah, but trust me, if you show up, I will baptize you.
He would have appreciated it too, Baker.
Baker, that means that you're going to be standing at the bottom of the porch.
Yeah, no runs downhill. All right,
Damn.
LW, man, I appreciate you having me on. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce because, it's been a long weekend.
To catch up with.
Yeah, and I got family to go hang out with tomorrow morning, and I gotta wake up and do a bunch of work before I hang out with them. But LW, I do thank you for having me on. Are you still here, LW? See, he went to go smoke a cigarette. All right, I'll hang out until he gets back.
I'm back just right in the time for you to quit.
Quitter. Like most
Sorry
Catholics.
about that. Never done nothing for you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Man, why are you so sensitive tonight? Do you need a hug?
I'm fucking with you.
I appreciate you coming over and bringing some people over. We got 19 people watching. I appreciate it.
And by the way, congratulations on 150.
150? Wow.
Yeah.
I got 143 and lost 2.
I just refreshed.
So 141. Nice.
So look, everybody, if you're just not tuning in, LW's got a new channel going. Make sure you sub up to it. Hit that sub up button, please, for the love of God. We come over here all the time, late at night. We do this, we're in the Snob Audio Broadcast Network. Baker can tell you more about that. He's a dick. But, everybody make sure you do sub up LW because we do come over here and have some intriguing conversations over here right now. Hit that thumbs up, motherfuckers. Hit it. Hit it now.
Yeah, appreciate that, fools. And it was just a random live. I didn't know what to talk about. We talked about a bunch of things. It's not always going to be like that. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it'll just be random stuff. Sometimes it'll be about a certain subject. But, at the end of the day, just, have some laughs and hang out with some good people.
I like it. All right. Well, I'm going to bounce, but good night to everybody. Happy 5th of July to all you people who don't love America.
It's the 6th
Happy
of
4th of
July.
July to all of you. Friction,
It's the 6th.
you shut the hell up, lady.
Even for our California friends, it's the 6th. So happy 6th of July from my fellow host, Fools.
There you go. All right. Love you guys. I'm bouncing. See you later, alligator.
All right, I'll call you tomorrow.
I know you will.
I'll let you call me like you always do.
All right. See you guys.
See you, man.
He does always call me.
Bubs.
Speaking of good audio, Friction, you must have a laptop because I can hear that fan.
Oh, man. Activated the audio stuff.
No, we're on the next day. The ceasefire's over.
Yeah, ceasefire's over.
His eye is twitching right now, Vixen, just so you know. Get that.
That's my air conditioner unit.
There's no way your air conditioner unit sounds like a high pitched whine.
I swear to God,
Is that what that is?
There's not a single fan going in here.
I swear it sounds like we're picking up your laptop fan.
Is that better?
No.
Well, I don't know what I mean.
Sounds like a drill.
Hey, go to your StreamYard settings and go to audio and then reduce background noise. Turn that reduce mic background noise.
Is that better?
Oh, my ears are so much happier.
Oh man, that is just like instant, isn't it?
Oh my! Do you get what I mean now?
Absolutely, Bubs.
All right.
That's what everybody forgets is they can hook this shit up as great as they fucking want to. If you don't go to the settings in the StreamYard to fix it, it's all for naught.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah,
you saw the first time that I came in here. I'm sitting here like, yeah, you guys can't hear me and I can't hear you. So I went in and I changed all my settings, but I didn't realize that, or I guess I forgot that was a setting in StreamYard. And yeah, I totally apologize to you guys.
Hey,
this is a good mic. It does pick up a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm the only one offended here. Clearly.
Yeah.
People will join. Hey, I got my new audio set up. And be like, hey, did you check the settings? And they're like, okay, sounds good.
So look at that. I drove her to drinking.
It's horrible.
Horrible.
There was there was this guy that used to come in. I wish I could remember his name now, because he used to talk about this nut festival that was in Arkansas near the Ozark area. And he said that it was where
that
like
was
it's a Buckeye fan.
No shit.
No.
Fiction. I remember.
I was getting him confused with Derek the Mountain Dog, but it wasn't Derek the Mountain Dog. But Derek the Mountain Dog is in kind of
Don't
the
say
same
his
area.
name a third time, please.
Yeah.
Acorn Grove.
No, it was the Testicle Festival. Damn.
Yes, the Testicle Festival. And
Baker mentioned how much Arkansas sucked earlier, and I just added to it. They have a Testicle Festival.
It doesn't surprise me.
But the guy that was talking about it, he used to be on his phone where he said that his phone would overheat, and he was staying in like a camper. And
I remember that guy.
Yeah, he would have like a fan, and he'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I have the fan on right beside my phone because my phone is overheating," and he'd be like,
exactly.
Dude, hey, like that's really, really loud in our ear. So I guess I kind of understand what you guys are saying. If you guys are admitting, if Duggar is able to say that, hey, yeah, it's 100% difference, then
no, we Googled it that night. There was it's a yearly testicle festival.
Yeah, there is. I actually lived near that area of Arkansas.
I love you, Winders.
Where was it at exactly?
Man, man, you've been going over 3.5 hours. I'm proud of you there, LW.
Well, that's a good point. So it's a perfect.
You haven't flipped over the table or nothing.
No, I had a great time all night. Maybe not everybody did, but I did. I appreciate everybody showing up. But on that note, Baker, what are you? I guess what are you doing? You don't really have a YouTube show, but
no,
you're
I'm not doing a channel. I'm not doing nothing. I'm here to help you guys. I'm like your producer nerd guy.
But Baker and I are going to go live. I'm assuming Friday night with our conspiracy show.
Yeah.
Friction. 50-50 shot that she does trivia tomorrow night. But every Sunday night you can catch the wonderful, beautiful Friction Viction on Traveling Fools channel doing trivia.
I love Friction when you guys get caught up on it.
Friction Vixen. Hey, close enough. And Mr. Duggar never does invasions anymore, but he's going to start. He's going to start doing some Rust videos soon, right?
No, I doubt it.
I would watch that. I'm telling you, it's gold. I can imagine you said, "Hey, don't pick on old man Duggar."
Yeah. I have fun out there, dude. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's fun for me, you know. It's hilarious sometimes, you know, because you got to learn to be. You don't know if you really get an ally or you're getting somebody just setting you up,
Right.
you know. So I just put landmines around all their bases and just be that guy, you know what I mean? Just kind of, I harass all of them. They just don't know it's me,
Yeah.
you know. So it's fun, like shooting them with a silencer or something. It's I don't know, man. It's also fun to farm corn and feed chickens on that game. You know, you can grow your own.
I'm going to be honest with you. If you go live and show us, it'll probably be more exciting than the way you just explained it.
No, it's seriously.
So I say you just start doing some shows once a week of streaming your Rust shenanigans.
All right, man. I'll become a jillionaire, and I didn't want to blow up. You know, I got I got over 650 loyal subjects who will be saved when we take over. So,
Well, I see y'all maybe tomorrow night. See the wonderful Friction and Traveling Fools on Trivia. Maybe not, but definitely next Friday and then next Sunday for sure for trivia. And we are out of here.